Good evening and hello! Oh no, I forgot to take Freya off. Oh no, Freya, get out of here! Get out of here! God, cannot believe this. This bitch. Cannot believe this. She's faking her way on here. What is wrong with her? Can you guys believe her? Anyways, hello, good evening. How are you guys doing? Good to see you all. Thank you for the thirsty redeem, Riri. I will start off my stream with that. Alright, I know I saw a lot of you guys earlier in Essie's Jackbox stream. It's good to see you again. Had a lot of fun there, had a lot of laughs. Thank you so much, Dig, for asking people to fill out the feedback form. That always is very helpful, it's very nice. Fully recovered from Jackbox laughs? Me too. Oh my goodness. That last game really got to me. It was so funny. Oh my gosh. I wasn't ready for some of the answers that people had. It was really good though. Oh my gosh, I also forgot to change the game here. Let's fix that. Much better. There we go. It's true. I also loved everybody's drawings, and it was really fun having chat in too. It was really great. Alright though. So, I am going to... I've been emailing Elgato. I went through like some OBS support. I do not fully have my capture card issues figured out yet, but I have a stupid workaround that will work at least for tonight and when I need it to, as long as the workaround does not break. Oh, here, I'll turn down my BGM a little bit. Here we go. Is that better, guys? Does that sound better? At least according to my audio levels, my mic should be doing pretty good, but... Aw, Dig. I know. I'm sad that I was asleep when Nelly was playing Professor Layton. I've always wanted to get into those games. I even tried playing the Layton and Ace Attorney crossover, and I could do the Ace Attorney sections, but I could not do the Professor Layton sections. My brain would break. I got really stuck. Creatures. Oh yes. I'm sure you will catch up, and if need be, feel free to ask questions on what's going on. So, Kukushi, oh, you're still crying from Job. Oh my gosh, really? Let's see. How's this then? I turned it up just a little bit. No, he's not. He has not got... Does this look like a man with a primordial pouch to you? Does this look like a man with a primordial pouch? What the heck? Better. Is it good? Could it be... Do you guys want it still louder? Because I can still turn it louder. Or is this just right? Okay. No! Wait, no, you weren't saying yes to the sound levels. No, this does not look like a man with a primordial pouch. He has no need for one. He has no need. You don't. Primordial pouches aren't real on cat boys. They don't exist. They're fake. Okay? So, I've had enough of you guys spreading lies in my chat. Alright? Gosh. But okay. I will probably also still be asking you guys, how is the audio here? Okay, game loud. Okay, let's put it down to there. How is this? Is this better? Game audio better. Unfortunately, it's very quiet on my end, so I have no sense of how loud it is for you guys. Oh, I see why it's so... How is this? Here, how's that? Okay, granted, this is fine to you. Let me know if it needs to be adjusted inside of the actual game. But I think we have, as long as this input does not for some reason die in the middle of the game, I am really hoping we're good. Please. Okay, so we're picking up in the second half, I guess, of the investigation. I'm really curious how court is gonna work for this one. This has already been a pretty long investigation. I'm surprised they split it. But, alright, so it's the 9th of January. We're on the SS Berea first class cabin passageway. Yes, we did! We finished uncovering the identity of Roylet. And then, yeah, so it was Nicola Pavlova, the ballerina, yeah! And so, basically, we kind of asked her if she knew anything about the whole speckled band thing, and she was like, no. We also, I think we wanted to see her pet or something. Yeah, I'm assuming it's apparently not a dog in the suitcase. Now I'm assuming it's probably a snake because that would make sense with the whole Sherlock Holmes story. I guess it's technically from an Arsène Lupin story that we saw in the intro to this case. So I'm guessing she has a pet snake. I don't know for sure though. We haven't seen yet. We got kicked out of her room because she was leaving the room and she would not let us stay to investigate. Yeah, exactly. So we got thrown out. But yeah, we're gonna see where we go from here because I'm not really sure what we can investigate next even, like, unless we can get onto the other parts of the ship. Basically, one of the sailors came and said that he needed to talk to her. Kazuma is still best boy. I am still in firm belief Kazuma is out there, okay? Listen, you all will see, and that I'm gonna look like a genius, okay? I'm gonna look so cool for predicting it, that he was alive all along. Alright, I wish we hadn't been thrown out like that. I wish he'd managed to find some clue as to what that speckled band might be. Listen, Sholmes is still under observation. I am observing him in his natural habitat. We're going to see. We didn't manage to investigate at all. And I imagine that we won't be able to for a while longer. We'll never get past that sailor guarding the door. No, listen, Graha's still my #1 no matter what. Listen, you guys don't understand the amount of Grahatia merch that I own. You guys have no conceptualization in your mind how much my bedroom and apartment is decorated with Grahatia. It's fucking terrifying. He's clearly gathering at us, as if to say, don't even think about it. Oh, wait a minute. What is it? Well, what happened to our great detective friend? Where did he go? Did that bitch not get lost? Did he not get thrown out with us? Fuck him. Oh yes, he's completely disappeared. When did he do that? He slipped away as quietly as the wind, but not before ensuring these were securely back on my wrists. Yeah, sold my voice for 2 months for Catboy merch. It's true. I would have more, but then I decided I need to save money and spend the money that I do have on streaming stuff instead. Alright. Is there anything new to examine here? Probably, I guess this guy? What's up? I really wish we'd had a chance to look around in Miss Pavlova's cabin. Why you look like that? You want something? Hmm? Maybe you want me to throw you out again, hmm? Oh, no, definitely not that. Next time I have to throw you out, I show you where lobsters spend winter. Understand? Understand. I don't understand. What does that mean? Maybe I should steer clear of him until he's forgotten my face. I don't think he's gonna forget it that quickly. I don't think he'll ever forget your face, Naruhodo-san. See, me and Susato. Oh, get out of here, bot. Fuck you. Fuck you. Bot, be gone. Okay. Oh yes, that is nice. It shows where we have investigated. Is there anything new around here? Oh yes, it's the directional buttons. Yeah, we looked at the ship map. Oh, you can look at the door. Can we just walk away? That door leads to the second class area. It's locked. I can't open it. Oh wait, Stroganoff? You don't know the half of it, Gazan. His full name is Beef Stroganoff. No one wants to let the murderer escape. Gosh, she gave me a very stern look when she said that. Oh man, okay. Oh, Dig, I almost just banned you, don't I almost just trigger finger banned Dig. Wait, what is... Dig, get that link out of here. Fuck you. Fuck you. Fuck you. Fuck you. How do I delete just one message from somebody? Fuck you. Fuck you. Fuck you. How do I get rid of just one? I'm stupid. I don't have any mods here. I can't get rid of just this one message. Okay, there. Rest in fucking peace, Dig. Fuck you. Fuck you. Anyways. Oh, right, I need chat all the way down. Alright. Well, back to work. I guess I technically haven't investigated this door. First class cabin number 1. Yes, that's our cabin. Not on. Okay, yes, we had the... I swear to God, I saw this dialogue. But it was not marked as done. Oh, man. Will I find him and ask? Okay. I'm guessing then we probably just want to, like, move. Yeah, we can't actually converse with the sailor, so let's go. No, we can't get into Miss Pavlova's cabin. Let's go back to Kazuma's and see if anything's changed in here. Right, 9th January. Oops, my Switch controller! Oh, I can't reach it. Okay, I got it. I'm good. We did it. I'm good. We're back. My butterfingers. Dig, you are playing a dangerous game. It looks like they're still investigating in here. Yes, on that subject. I wonder if Inspector Hosonaga is unscathed. What do you mean unscathed? Dig, I will time you out again. Don't fucking test me. Surely you haven't forgotten, have you, Naruhodo-san? Don't you remember what he said about allowing you out of his cabin to investigate? He was going to talk to the captain about it. He said he'd lay his life on the line for you. Oh, yes. Yeah, if you're not familiar with the Ace Attorney series, they're known for having, like, many pun names. To the point where, like, there's a ton of, like, characters where I've just stared at their names for a long time, trying to sound them out to figure out what the pun is. I think there were a few in Spirit of Justice that I just couldn't figure out, that just straight up weren't puns, but like, because the series had set that standard, I thought they totally would be. But I'm sure he was exaggerating. Let's see what he has to say for himself. He might have some new information for us. You never know. Okay. Where did you go? Oh, sorry, I just went to the next door cabin to investigate. Why? Who gave you permission for this? Well, Seaman Hosonaga did. Humph, that new Japanese, was it? Later, I will roll him into ball and throw him in cold room. I also was rewatching my VOD from the last stream, and I can't believe I didn't notice Hosonaga in, like, the animated cutscene at the beginning of this case. Oh my gosh. But he was there the whole time, but then I was just in shock when he came in as a character within the game. Phew, he's gone back to guarding the door. Yeah. I think most of the pun in Ryunosuke's name comes from Naruhodo, which, like, basically, if I'm recalling this right, it means, like, to understand or to comprehend something correctly in Japanese, which is why they localized his descendant's name as Phoenix Wright. So, yeah, I see, I understand. Yeah, exactly. So it's kind of meant to be like, how your role in the game is to slowly come to understand these mysteries and have that aha moment. Yeah, right as a pun! It's great! I hope Inspector Hosonaga doesn't— oh, I didn't read it. Okay, oh wait, history! Okay, I hope Inspector Hosonaga doesn't find himself in too much trouble on our account. He's really gone out of his way to help us, hasn't he? When we get back to Japan, we'll have to take him for a steak at La Carnival. That could be a very long time from now, Naruhodo-san. Okay. I guess we're just gonna kind of look around the whole room again. All the books provided for passengers occupying this cabin neatly arranged on the shelf. Right, Pavlova's had hers knocked over in the same way, which was weird. They were all over the place when we first looked around, if you remember. Oh yes, and you tidied them up, didn't you? Because when we first got in here, they were saying, oh, this must have happened in the struggle. But if it was also knocked over in her room, like, that couldn't have been it. You have to look after the ship's property. Unruly behavior in the cabins leads to damage. But it really wasn't me who knocked them over. Well, anyway, I feel much better now they're neatly lined up. I can't relax when things are untidy. Let's see. I guess some things aren't, like, changed, but some things are. That's handy. So it's clear that these letters were written with the ink that was somehow spilt on the floor. And they spell the Russian word for wardrobe. It does seem to be an unambiguous pointer to you, Naruhodo-san, as you were sleeping in there. But to be truly unambiguous, it should have just spelled out my name, don't you think? Well, either way, one fact remains. It's hard to imagine that Kazuma-sama would have written his last words, or word, in Russian. Oh, that scared me! Thank you for the blurb, Dig. Oh yes, Tia in Spanish does mean aunt. Yes, I've heard that before. Okay, so, like, it would have to be somebody who is Russian, right? Or at least knows enough Russian to be able to write that. Yeah, there's steak on the ground, there's this. Okay, we have to examine the ship rules again. Those are the rules of passage for travel aboard the SS Berlia. It was really quiet. For what reason? I guess that's connected. Okay, it should be louder now. Okay. Okay. Passengers must not keep weapons or other dangerous objects in their cabins. Pets are also strictly forbidden. So by bringing her pet on board, Miss Pavlova has broken the rules. She called it her friend, didn't she? Yes, although we don't know what form this friend takes as yet. I'm almost certain that whatever it is, it's inside the traveling case in her cabin. A friend. Oh! Okay, was that better? Was that sound better, guys? Was that louder? Okay, good. Okay, let's look at the desk again. This is where Cosmo spent his final moments writing his diary. 1:23 a.m. I can hear a faint whistling sound. 1:35 a.m. What looks like some sort of speckled band is dangling from the ventilator grill. Looking at his writing here on this page, it's almost impossible to believe that he's gone. Kazuma-sama left us a valuable clue in these words, I'm sure of it. We have to solve this mystery, Naruhodo-san. Susato probably is a pun of some kind, or at least her surname probably is. Let's pull up the court record really quick. Do I know enough Japanese to be able to figure out what it is? Susato no, I don't know enough Japanese to figure this one out if it's a pun. Kazuma! Oh, he's right here! Hi, dude! Maybe let's double check some of the other stuff that we can examine first, though. It's some 2 weeks since we set sail from Japan. Have you really been living in that wardrobe the entire time, Naruhodo-san? I think living isn't quite the right description. Oh, no, I suppose not. Although it must have been rather exciting, making this voyage in your own secret hideout. The trouble was, I never knew where a member of the crew might come in. So yes, I did basically have to live in the wardrobe. And last night was no exception. But because of that, you had no idea what was happening out here in the cabin. Man, his back must hurt so bad after all this. No, sadly not. Like, being shut up in a wardrobe for 2 weeks and having to sleep in there? That would hurt. I don't remember if I examined this thing the first time. This is, yes, it's a bell cord contraption, I think. What do you mean, contraption? I read about it in a book I was studying that talked about life in Great Britain. Large households often have bell cords like this, which you can pull to ring a bell to summon servants. Really, that sounds almost magical. Shall we give it a little try? Yes! In the interest of cultural research, obviously. Yeah, I'm trying to very much stay away from spoilers, because this is my very first playthrough and I actually know very little about this game, so just if you're looking stuff up and you're about to post it in chat, please do use your best judgment. Yeah. I suppose nobody comes for lowly Japanese people. No, I'm sure it's just that everyone is busy, that's all. Let's see. And then we can look at the vents here again. Yeah, I know it's just about the name, you just kind of never know what it might be implying or something, or like, especially in like a wiki summary, just in case. So this ventilator joins to Miss Pavlova's cabin. Yes, that's right. And just a few minutes before he died, Cosmo saw something emerging from it. The speckled band, as he described it. If only Miss Pavlova had been able to shed some light on it, but she seemed as baffled as we are. Yes, I wonder if she's telling us everything, though. I'm not sure. I know most people aboard would say the same about me, but there was something about that woman that didn't sit right with me. Alright, let's talk to Inspector Hosonaga. Why'd you get so hurt? Oh, you're back. Inspector! What happened to you? Your faces! Please, don't worry about it. They're just scratches. No, they definitely aren't. Made by a bear, maybe. Oh my god, it's just like... Have you guys seen Riverdale? It's just like the part where Archie gets attacked by a bear. When I told the captain that I'd given you permission to investigate, he told me he'd pummel me with his fists and then toss me overboard. What? But the pummeling was over in a flash, and he must have decided against throwing me overboard. So it was nothing, really. It looks like he wasn't joking when he said he'd lay his life on the line if he had to. Well, thanks to your efforts, we now know a little about the neighboring cabin. Yes, so I understand. Oh. I bumped into a man claiming to be a great detective a little while ago. I think his name was something like Airlock Jones. I don't think he was German, though. Ah, that explains it. Shall we compare notes, then? We can tell you what we found out. Yes, let's do it! Oh, I like Hasanaga. He's a good guy. What? Nikolina Pavlova! She's in the cabin next door. Oh, do you know who she is? Please! What self-respecting ballet fan wouldn't know that graceful angel? Oh, he's a fan. Oops, I think I upset him there. Well, that tells us the neighboring cabin is unrelated to the case at least. Oh, how? Because angels don't go around committing crimes, do they? This definitely upset him. Inspector, has your investigation in here proved fruitful? If I'm honest, there's very little more I can do. Our duty is to make sure the scene isn't disturbed, ready to hand over to the Hong Kong police. So I'm just keeping watch here, trying not to take my eyes off the job. Oh, I see. Ah, there is one thing. I do have a small piece of new information for you. Oh, what? Yes, do tell us, Inspector, please. Oh man, no, if it was all an act, I'd be so upset. I hope not. New information. What is this new information you have, Inspector? It's this. The Berea's medical officer has finished his examination of the body and managed to obtain the report. Oh, Kazuma's post-mortem report. Kazuma-sama. So, what was the cause of death? Damage to the cervical vertebrae is what's written in the report. His neck was broken. Ow. Yes, it would seem so. There were no obvious wounds or other signs of injury. So at first, I think they were considering poison. But it turns out they found no trace of poison in his system at all. Well, what weapon was used then? Nothing has been found as yet, but the fact that there are no signs of a wound suggests it may have been a blunt object. Something that wouldn't leave a mark. Was it his own sword in the sheath? Oh, I see. All the body's nerves run through the spine to the brain. A strong enough impact to the neck could induce death. It is a possibility, and no obvious wound would be left. Poor Kazuma. I have a second copy of the report. Thank you. If it might be useful, you're welcome to have it. Really? Are you sure? Yes, it's fine. I trust you. After all, if I didn't trust you, I'd never have agreed to you leaving this cabin in the first place, would I? Maybe she's feeling a little guilt for not trusting Rinosuke immediately. Colonel Mustard with the pipe. I want to take a second look. Let's take a better look at this report. Okay. His death was sometime between 1 AM and a little past 2 AM. We know he was probably still alive around 1:35 though, because that, at least, unless he got attacked immediately after that, that's when he made his last entry. So damage to the cervical vertebrae resulting in instant Death. Okay, so he could not have especially written the message then. So this will definitely be used in court to prove that. Unless we get an updated autopsy report like in the first game. The victim's neck was almost certainly broken as a result of a strong blow to the area. No obvious external injuries or traces of poison. Okay. Oh, Mr. Shelms was here, was he? Yes. He seemed to be enjoying himself a little too much as he crept about on the floor investigating. But then he suddenly left. I suppose he must have become bored. Did he say anything at all? Actually, now that you mention it, yes. Just one thing, but he practically shouted it. It's shoe polish, was all he said. What does that mean? Thank you for the thirsty reading. Shoe polish, I wonder what he meant. It was when he was over there, by the piece of broken glass, do you see? Oh, the stuff on the floor, maybe? Ah, perhaps he was talking about this brick-colored mark, do you think? Oh, yes, that must be it. Yeah, that would make sense. Sean's looking for glass! But how could Mr. Sholmes know that it's shoe polish? That leaves me cold, I'm afraid. I have no idea. What is it, Susato-san? Well, Kazuma-sama was wearing leather shoes with a very dark tan hue. Dark tan? Sort of dark brownish red, then. Yes, a little like the color of red wine, but darker. I often repaired them for him. Oh, does this mean that this mark was made by the polish on Kazuma's shoes as they scuffed on the floor? For that to happen, it... like... the shoe polish doesn't go on the sole, so he would have had to have been kind of dragging his foot along, right? Interesting. That's really all I can tell you at this stage. I should return to my post. My fellow crewmen's eyes are boring into the back of my head. Yes, that might be for the best. Thank you. Poor Inspector. You look exhausted. Oh, no. Well... I feel terrible that I failed to protect Asuki-san. He was my responsibility. Yeah, either side or the top, so like, to make a scuff like that, he would have had to been kind of dragging his foot along the ground. There's a couple different ways that could happen. Of course, my pain is nothing compared to yours. You were his friends. The truth is, I seem to have had a heavy head ever since I woke this morning. A heavy head. That's interesting. Yeah, Ryunosuke's had that too. My head's still throbbing too. Oh, did we both get drugged? But why? Okay. Let's see. Is there anything else in here that I'm missing? Okay, we do want to look at the shoe polish again. Let's do that. That I want to add to the definition that cat boys don't have one. It really is such a beautiful color, this glass. It looks like whatever it was is broken clean in two, but the other half is nowhere to be seen. And then there's the brick-colored mark, which is shoe polish according to that great detective you seem to know all about. I suppose it must be from Kazuma-sama's shoes. Maybe. But what I'd like to know is, how can the detective be so sure that it's shoe polish and not something else? Because he's a great detective, of course. That's hardly a reason, is it? No, he doesn't! Maybe we can look at the... no... Am I done in here? Let's see. I think I might be. No, Grahatia has no pouch. guess we're gonna go back to the passageway? Is there anything different out here? Yes, okay. 9th January. It says Berea, first class cabin, passageway. Ah! Look, Naruhodo-san! Seaman Stroganoff has gone! We can get back in. Strong enough? The burly Russian sailor who's always crossing his arms and glaring at us. All these Russian names are impossible to remember. Oh, he's gonna have a tough time in Britain. Let's sneak in. Tra-la-la. Did you hear that? It sounded like someone's singing. Tra-la-la-li-la-li-la-li. Oh my god, why is he like this? I did it the great detective way. Miss Caroline, I know that lark-like voice. Well, never mind that now. This is a golden opportunity for us. Yes, you're right. We must seize it. Let's get inside Miss Pavlova's cabin while we can and investigate. Definitely, before that Srininaut crewman comes back. It's Stroganov, not Srininaut. Oh yeah, I guess Russian names would be pretty hard for a Japanese person. That'd be a lot of sounds that they don't have in their language. Yeah. Alright. First class cabin number 2. Miss Pavlova isn't back yet. Susato-san. Oh! Where's she gone? Hey! What are you doing? Those are her private things! There's not a moment to waste, Naruhodo-san. We must investigate as quickly as we can. I suppose you're right. For Kazuma's sake. Not just for Kazuma-sama. What do you mean? It can't be long now until we arrive at port, in Hong Kong. I don't want you to be in those handcuffs when we get there. Really? We must solve this case, Naruhodo-san, by ourselves if we have to. Yes, we will. Alright, let's check it out. I want to think about this shelf again. I want to see if the characters will figure out that it's weird. All the books have toppled over together. Look, every single one. Do you think that's a god of the sea, perhaps? He's toppled too, though. It's exactly the same as the bookcase next door, in Kazuma's cabin. Perhaps Miss Pavlova was practicing a difficult ballet pose and fell against the bookcase. I don't know. Would she really be practicing ballet on the same night she ran away from her ballet company? Alright then. Oh, thank you for the La Creatura redeem! Okay. Give me a second. Let's get the boy. Let's get the boy. Okay. Here he goes. There he is! Thank you! Wow, look at him! So cute. Ah, Kukashi. Alright, let's do the wig redeem. It's gonna it's gonna take creature with it. Oops, that was the wrong button. There it is! Woohoo! Okay, so I have to be like this for 3 minutes. Oh boy. Thank you for the redeem, Kukushi. Alright, back to this. Alright then. It must have been you. You lost your temper and knocked them all over in a fit of rage. Not everything bad that happens on this ship is because of me, you know. I'm sorry, Creatura flew off with the wig. He'll come back when it's time for a wig to come back. Well, anyway, I'll set them all straight again in here too. I don't like seeing things in disarray. yet. He flew away! He flew right into the sky. It was beautiful. Ah yes, they're displayed in this cabin too. Look, this says Buria's Rules of Passage. Passengers must not keep weapons or other dangerous objects in their cabins. Pets are also strictly forbidden. I guess, is it weird then that Kazuma had his sword in his cabin? I feel like I remember something about him fighting the like, arguing with the crew to be able to keep it, but I'm trying to remember. I suppose Miss Pavlova realized that she needed to keep the contents of her case a secret after she read this. Her special friend, I mean. Yeah, at least I have a nice skull. At least my bald head's pretty nice. I wonder where her friend has disappeared to now. It's probably having fun exploring the ship, I imagine. I just hope Steven Stroganoff doesn't find it and throw it overboard. Oh, yes. So do I. Okay, let's check out. Oh my! Miss Pavlova's case is open! It's completely empty inside, but according to the great detective's great deduction, she was hiding her special friend in there. Yes, a friend that she had to keep secret, because we're not allowed to bring in animals aboard the SS Buria. I wonder what kind of animal she had in there. And more to the point, where is it now? Yeah, the hidden message is pretty great. As he got my rigger to do it without telling me, it was a surprise. There are just a few books on the desk, nothing else by the looks of it. Well, Miss Pavlova only ran away from ballet last night. She's hardly occupied this cabin for any time at all. No! Listen. It's true. I wonder what kind of books she likes to read. Let me see. Yes, I see. I've seen that Miss Pavlova enjoys reading. Books written in Russian. Thanks. I think I probably already knew that. It's rude to ask too much of people, Naruhodo-san. Kindly remember that. Yeah, I had a feeling that would be the payoff to that joke. Okay, let's check out her closet too. Naruhodo-san, are you there? Sorry? I'm right here, yes. Why? I'm glad you like it. I'm glad you like it, Tirek. Oh, good. I thought you might have climbed into the wardrobe when I wasn't looking. There's no place like home. Believe me, I don't have some strange compulsion to jump inside every wardrobe I see, you know. Well, anyway, I'm not sure anyone could fit inside this one. It's full of beautiful outfits. I suppose they're all stage costumes. I was rather hoping we might find Miss Pavlova's friend hiding in there, but no such luck. Let's see, what else have we got to look at here? Let's look at the door. Oh, 3 minutes is up. Wig can come back, and the creature's back too, yay! Welcome back, little guy. The cabin door has the same simple sort of bolted latch that our cabin door has. If the bolts are drawn across, there's no way anybody could enter the cabin from outside. Yes, it's not a particularly heavy-duty bolt, is it? But still, it wouldn't slide across of its own accord, would it? No, and the door's made of metal, so there's no chance of trickery using magnets to unbolt it from the outside. That's a fair point. And it seals up perfectly, too, to stop any seawater coming in. So you couldn't use the method you told me of passing a thread through a crack around the closed door, either. I seem to know a lot of tricks for opening doors. I'm starting to see why they suspect me. That's just what happens when you read a lot of mystery novels. Let's see. Oh, we can do the bell from here. There's one of these next to the bed in Kazuma's cabin, too. Yes, it's a bell cord. I can't resist. No, he's a little nervous. He just gets a little nervous, but you know, that's like a charm point. She barely hesitated there, and she gave it a good tug, too. Excuse me! I'm sorry, I couldn't stop that one in time. surprise. No, I didn't actually expect anyone to come. We don't want them to. We're trying to investigate in secret. Gesundheit. Thank you, Tirik. So this ventilator connects to Cosmo's cabin next door. Yes, although what a fool of a shipbuilder must be to open a ventilator into another room. Maybe it's so that if there's a gas leak next door, the occupant of this cabin would notice and raise the alarm. Or the occupants of both cabins would die of gas poisoning. That is a possibility. Anyway, last night, Cosmo wrote that he saw a speckled band coming out of this ventilator. Bowl of water. I wonder what this little saucer is doing on the floor. Yes, it doesn't look like it's been dropped. More like it was put there deliberately. Do you think there could be a leak in the roof just above here? No, don't put her in the vent. What? A leak? I like Susanoo. I don't want to put her in a vent. Is the ship quite safe? I'm sure that even if there's a little leak in the roof, it doesn't mean the whole ship is going to sink. No, you're right. Of course you're right. She's really trying to persuade herself, isn't she? Commander Alex, hello! How are you? How's it going? Oh, what's this little box thing under the desk? Let's check this out. I suppose every cabin has a waste paper basket. How's it going? Good to see you. Shall we have a little look and see what's been thrown away? Naruhodo-san. It's poor etiquette to go sifting through someone's rubbish, you know. Ugh, those eyes. She's looking at me like I'm a piece of rubbish now. Did get timed out for trying to link it. Oh, I'm glad to hear you're doing good. I'm doing pretty well. I'm having a lot of fun playing Great Ace Attorney. I'm really enjoying this game. I'm a huge fan of the Ace Attorney series, so it's great to finally get to play this one for the first time. Oh, Astro's into the glasses. Oh, I'm so sorry I missed that redeem. Let me do that really quick. Which hotkey is my glasses again? There it is! Yay! No glasses! Let me just double check the details of my glasses toggle. Okay, yes, it just takes my glasses off until somebody toggles it again. Alright, let's go back. However, these are special circumstances, I think. Exactly, we have no choice! There's hardly anything in here at all. Oh, well, that's a little disappointing. Alright, let's check out this tea and stuff. It would seem this teapot is empty. So the natural conclusion is that the Russians are very thirsty people. Or because Miss Pavlova only came into this cabin last night, she hasn't had the chance to make any tea yet. I mean, it could be either. It's definitely that they're excessively thirsty. I'd lay 1,000 to 1 on it. You're rather obstinate, aren't you, Naruhodo-san? Oh man. Those Russians are very thirsty people. Let's see. Anything else here that we can examine? That was the desk. Trying to make sure I don't miss anything. I feel like I'm expecting the characters to tell me when I'm done in a room, but I want to make sure. It seems like I got everything in this room, but it doesn't seem like we really got any new evidence. So that's strange. Huh. We'll triple check. I feel like really, yeah, we got nothing out of this room. Maybe if I try to leave, something will happen? let's go back to the passageway. I must be missing something. I don't know what I expected. Oh, it's Mr. Sholmes, look! Wow, you never know where he's gonna turn up next, do you? Why does he just pop up like this? He seems to be stealing a look at something as he sings to himself. Oh my god, was he here the whole time and I just went into the other room like, yeah. Tra-la-la-li-la-li-la-li-la-li. I did it the great detective way. He's still singing. Do you think he hasn't noticed us? Or he's simply in extremely high spirits? Yes, there were times, I'm sure you knew, when the yard bit off more than it could chew. And through it all, when there was doubt, it's lucky her luck was about. Excuse me. I solved it all and I stood tall. I did it the great detective way. Mr. Sholmes! Oh, what is it? You want to fight? Why is he so stupid? Yeah, he's singing about how awesome he is. Look at this man. Could you imagine this dude trying to fight you? I would hate that. Honestly, interrupting a fellow when he's singing. I was just about to reach the climactic finish. Sorry, I thought we were never going to stop, so I figured now is as good a time as any. I fairly nearly dropped to the floor with one of my famous right hooks. Alright, I get the picture. Now could you put those fists away? Why is he like that, you guys? Why is Sholmes like that? Mr. Sholmes, you seem to be examining something before we interrupted you. Ah, yes, that. I was immersed in study of the ship's log, as penned by the stocky-built crewman who's unusually on guard here. Oh yes, the ship's log. And did you find out anything useful from it? Yeah, Sholmes he's quite a character. Well, after 2 a.m. this morning, the majority of entries are blank. Which means there was nothing to report, and nothing of note happened, so... You truly are a student from the land of the rising sun. You've been utterly blinded by it. Sorry? Your logic, my boy, is inverted. Whatever do you mean, Mr. Sholmes? Observe the other pages, and all shall become clear. It would seem the same crewman off-stands sentry in this first-class passageway. And he has an almost religious practice of recording nothing to report every half hour. Oh, he writes that in every 30 minutes. Nothing to report. Precisely. Put simply, the seaman writes nothing to report when there is just that. And yet, the ship's log from last night is largely blank. He didn't even write nothing to report. Do you mean... Yes, there were circumstances afoot last night, which led to the seaman being absent from his post. What kind of circumstances? What happened? Very sus. That remains a mystery for now, but we can be sure something significant took place. So significant that it caused the seaman to forget his regular habit of scribbling nothing to report in the log. These are important details. I would stake my life on it. You must log the ship's log in your mental file. Riku, thank you for the points for then cred. Soon. Now that deduction was worthy of a great detective. Ah, you're starting to understand what my way is, I see. What makes Sholmes, Sholmes? Brilliance. Ooh, ouch. What is it? Are you hurt? Oh, don't hurt yourself. I seem to be afflicted with a throbbing head this morning for some reason. Nothing. Why you too? What is going on? Huh? How are all three of us? Well, my friends, until our next encounter. That is, why does he have the headache too? He's still singing to himself. I can hear it as he wanders off down the passageway. Is something wrong, Susato-san? You seem lost in thought. It's just... well, I feel the same. Sorry? Ever since I woke this morning, I've had something of a headache. A sort of continuous throbbing. Oh, you too? That's weird. That's extremely, extremely strange. Maybe? I don't know. That's extremely bizarre. Oh, I never examined this door again. Let's make sure we get it. Miss Pavlova's cabin. This could be our chance. What? The burly sailor doesn't appear to be around. We could investigate. Every last inch of that cabin. Okay. Okay, let's... At least it looks like we probably are done here now. Ah! What's that? What did we do? Shut down the engines immediately. Vessel sighted a quarter-mile forward. Full stop. Hard to starboard. All hands brace for impact. Whoa! What the? I think we're about to crash into another ship. What? I can't stand. Susato-san, hold on to me. Ah! Oh god. Oh, I wasn't expecting that. Susato-san, are you alright? Are you injured at all? I think I'm fine. Thank you, Naruhodo-san. Whoa. Oh man, the room's a mess now. It looks like we avoided a collision. I think. Yes, the ship has come to a stop. Oh my goodness, what about you, Naruhodo-san? Are you hurt? No, I'm fine. Everyone shut our buckle in! we need to find a chance to say that around Freya. Oh my gosh, that's so good. Alright, hello. Is anybody in there? Shout if you need assistance. Oh, that sounds like... Inspector Hosanaga. Is that you in there, Naruhodo-san? Unbolt the door, quickly! What? The bolt? Look at that! The door's bolted! Did you do that, Susato-san? Gravity can move the bolt! It was never a locked room to begin with! No, I didn't touch it. Well, that's strange. How did... And look at all the books. They're just like they were before again. Oh, it was never a locked room! Naruhodo-san, aren't you going to open the door and let the inspector in? I'd better tidy this place up first. That's interesting. Our violent emergency stop had involved one mystery at least in a very vivid way. But I knew that what awaited us on the other side of the cabin door would not be pleasant. I hurried around tidying up the cabin with a new sense of foreboding in my heart. Quite the bold claim! To be continued again! Weird. I mean, we have time to keep going. But let's save to be safe. Somehow, the door to the cabin we were in ended up bolted after we made an emergency stop. Susato-san took a deep breath and gently slid back the bolt. You! What are you doing in Miss Pavlova's quarters? Yes, we need more John Otterbuckle next time. Oh, you both look unhurt. Good. Yes, we're fine. Thank you. What on earth happened? We heard something about how we were going to collide with another ship. Yes, it appears to have been a false report, though. Oh, how did that happen? Hi, Kimiko! How are you? Welcome to the stream. I hope you're doing well. There's a dense fog outside, so it's extremely difficult to see. Someone must have thought he saw a ship ahead. This person obviously triggered the alarm, and that's why we made an emergency stop. Everything is chaos. Passengers are screaming. Crew are running everywhere. This first-class area is the only quiet part of the ship at the moment. Oh, I see. Someone triggered the alarm. Does that mean that someone pressed that button outside? Ah! You wicked intruder! Dressed in all black! You are the devil! How was work today? I'm glad you're done. Sorry, me? I've been called a lot of things before, but devil is a first. You opened my traveling case. How could you? What? No, we didn't touch it. That's right, Miss Pavlova. It was already opened when we came into your cabin. Inspector! Yes. Arrest this man. I know he did it. He is a criminal. Is it not enough that he has killed a man? Da! And he is stowaway as well. If Vixen promises not to steal chicken, do you believe? Take him away. He is a trespasser as well as everything else. She's kinda sus. Stowing away, trespassing, killing. She is right. You are devil. It doesn't look good, does it? There is cell below deck. Throw him in. Tomorrow we dock in Hong Kong. Then we give you straight to police. Wait, a cell? Please, Inspector Hosonaga, is there nothing you can do? This is a Russian vessel. I really have no jurisdiction here. After my last effort to appeal to the captain's good nature, I think I'm out of options. No, he's going to the brig! No! This is terrible. This is a real crisis. I've got to find a solution. Immediately. Okay, let's see. Let's look around. Keep calm and focus on the task at hand, which is best. Don't touch my things! You want me to show you where crawfish harbor meets? Hiya! Why did I get flipped? Mr. Naruhodo, what do you think you're doing? Wow, everyone's attacking me. I was just starting to think she was my friend. Is there anyone who can help me out of this mess? Girl, please. Girl, please. Miss Pavlova, can I... Get out! Listen, I'm sorry that we snuck in here without your permission, but... Get out, now! We just needed to investigate and help understand. The bag is open. Ugh, it's no use. She's not going to listen. I need to find someone who will. No, we can't. We can't examine it. Mr. Hosonaga is probably the one most likely to listen. You've got yourself into a difficult situation here. By entering this cabin uninvited, I mean. Sorry, I was just so desperate to find a clue. I'm afraid there's really nothing more I can do to help you. If I push my luck any further, a punch to the face will be the least of my worries. I'm really sorry. I have to take responsibility for giving you the freedom to investigate Miss Pavlova's cabin. Now this has happened, I'll have to report to the captain at once. I really need some help here. I need a savior to rescue me from this crisis. Sholmes, you in here? Of fucking course you... Okay. Great, he's here to help. We're saved. Great. This is fantastic. What the... What are you doing up there? Mr. Sholmes! Why is he wearing it? What's wrong with him? Can't deal with this man. can't deal with this man. I can't. That's not what I wanted to use. Where'd it go? There. This is... I can't deal with him. I can't handle this man. Naturally, I was analyzing what a weight of 20,000 rubles feels like on one's head. Have I not told you that as a detective, it is my business to know what other people do not? This isn't mere tomfoolery, my boy. Oh, no. Well, why were you hanging from that hook before then? Isn't it obvious? To properly assess the weight of the 20,000 rubles, naturally. I wish to determine if it would bend that conceited-looking hook on the wall, so full of brave and bounce. I never know whether to take this man seriously or not. Ah, you again, the great detective. Ah, Inspector, I confess I've been looking for you. I have something to report to you most urgently. Well, you might try looking for me somewhere other than a hook on the wall next time. What is to report? Speak! An urgent report from a great detective can mean but one thing. Yes. The case of the curious murder that took place last night here on this vessel, the steamship Buria. Also, hello, Luxidin, how are you? Good to see you! I can't believe Sholmes is just doing this shit in public. What the fuck? Has been solved. By me, naturally. What? Really? Ooh? He's probably got it wrong, but maybe we'll get to do another fun deduction minigame? Yes, I examined all other possibilities. No other explanations exist. So, allow me to illuminate all your minds. For I am about to reveal my great detective's greatly admired great deduction to the case. Hi! Yes, deduction time, I want to do another one of these. The last one was fun and I want to do one that's got way more going on. You have solved it. Even Hedgehog understands this case. We all knew who was responsible for killing Student Boy this morning when we found criminal in wardrobe. It is the stowaway, and he has handcuffs to prove it. I didn't do it! The trouble is, there doesn't appear to be anyone else who could have killed the victim. Because, as everyone knows, the cabin door was bolted shut from the inside. No! Gravity! Gravity! Sonic goes on the vessel! God, I wish Sonic the Hedgehog was here. Love that little dude. Actually, I'm more of a Shadow fan. Actually, I really like Shadow the Hedgehog. But Sonic's great too. That means the culprit must be someone who's inside the cabin. Yes, it's what's called a locked room mystery in detective stories. Duh! Locked room! That is point! The room was locked. Well, I can't deny that. There's no way the bolt could have been drawn across from outside the cabin. I can't believe you clipped that! Unbelievable. We're all quite mistaken. The cabin next door is not a so-called locked room at all. What? Oh yes, there was another entrance. An entrance used last night by the culprit in order to gain access to the cabin despite the bolted door. What other entrance? We never discovered one. Why, it gapes open mouthed at you even as we speak. He's gonna say it's the vent. Yeah, the ventilator man. The ventilator. You think this is funny? I cannot even put my arm through that hole. That's because your arms are as thick as tree trunks. You're suggesting that the culprit entered and left the victim's cabin through that tiny opening. It's not possible. But it is. And last night, the victim even witnessed the intruder in the act of passing through the ventilator. Mr. Sholmes, do you mean... Are you referring to the words Cosmosema wrote in his diary? 1:23 a.m. I can hear a faint whistling sound. 1:35 a.m. It looks like some sort of speckled band is dangling from the ventilator lid. Precisely, my dear. madam. But what does it mean? What is this speckled band? The answer to that particular conundrum is in this very cabin. Oh god, why is he shadowboxing again? Mr. Sholmes, what are you doing? There was a distinct element of danger, but fear not, I am ready. What I am about to expose for you all to see will shock you to your cores. Behold! Gog, what the? Snack! Russians lift tree trunks as a daily ritual, so it makes sense for their arms to be that large. And all that tree trunk lifting is why they're so thirsty all the time. Allow me to introduce you all. Thank you for the thirsty redeem! To the band, the speckled band. A snake. Indubitably. Mr. Sholmes, just one thing. Pray, what troubles you? Oh, that snake isn't really speckled, is it? It looks more stripy, wouldn't you say? Yes, you're right. I think in this case you'd have to call it the striped band, wouldn't you? You both see and observe this distinction. However, do you not think that is precisely the trap into which the culprit wishes you to fall? What? Oh my goodness, really? It's a trap? How exactly? Me too, Rinausuke. I think perhaps it is time I explain the intricacies of my train of thought. Are you ready, Miss Pavlova? I'm sorry for the young man who died, but that is all. His death has nothing to do with me. This whole thing has nothing to do with me. There are two conclusions I've drawn from the facts. Number one, last night your friend infiltrated the victim's cabin. And number two, that same friend was responsible for the victim losing his life. No. See, I believe the snake got in, but I don't understand how that exactly relates to the death. I'm excited to figure that out. She's turned as white as a bowl of rice again. Sholmes must be right. He's hit the nail on the head. This young woman's friend killed Mr. Asuki? It looks like he can't speak with that snake coiled around his head. I would advise as little movement as possible, Seaman. You wouldn't want the fangs of that one friend in your neck. So, everyone, let us begin. Erlach Sholmes is proud to present his logic and reasoning spectacular. Yeah, let's go! Intruder's identity. Miss Pavlova, moments ago you claimed the following. Let's see. From the stories I heard, Kabai Sr., my grandfather, went out in the night to fell trees and transported them on his shoulder for his carpentry job, since they tried to unreasonably take money from the floors. Whoa, really? That's intense. His death was nothing to do with me. This whole thing has nothing to do with me. Yet you cannot deceive yourself. Yes, when you recall those horrid events, your aching heart smarts with pain. And it is that very pain that evidences your inextricable link to the victim's death. So, we ask, what was the nature of this intruder that stole into the victim's cabin on that portentous night? Why, naturally, it was the friend with which you boarded this vessel, was it not? Ah, as I suspected, another telltale glance. Without doubt, your friend is the writhing serpent we see before us. And yet, that fact leaves us in a quandary. Yeah, Sholmes has a lot of real good showmanship. This stuff is so fun to watch. The victim's written observations on the night in question tell of a speckled band. Whereas, regrettably, this specimen's markings do not fit that description in any way. What explanation can we then give, pray? What was this sight that fell upon the victim's eyes last night? No, don't look at me! This has nothing to do with any of this. Oh, but it does. You have the answer to this quandary even now, hidden beneath your back. Ah! Yes, that which you are trying, but failing to conceal, can only be the snake's slowed skin. No, that's something else. Evidently, after the subtle and horrible crime, this most deadly friend of yours shed its original skin, no? I don't know what you are talking about. Last night, through the ventilator visible in this cabin, your then speckled friend slithered next door. Using the bell cord on the other side as a bridge, the serpent silently descended into the victim's quarters. In the dim light, it appeared to the young gentleman who was about to lose his life as a speckled band. In summary, the nature of this friend of yours, which last night infiltrated the scene of the crime, is a rare breed of snake. Its markings change each time it sloughs its skin. A snake so dreadful, we can only imagine it would be found in the deepest depths of India. What? What? Okay, topic 2. How Mr. Oski died. Moving on, we come to the heart of the matter. The grim demise of the victim. How did this young man lose his life, and why? According to the data of which I have been apprised, it would appear there were no visible signs of injury. In fact, the circumstances of the victim's death can only be explained by a terrible venom. Now, if we take that as a fact, we can reasonably imagine that there remains evidence to affirm it at the scene of the crime. Oh no! Could there be? God, just imagining the snake breaking neck. Yeah. There was no poison found. So the thing about Sholmes, we found out last time, is he has very good observation skills, but not great deduction skills based on that observation. So we're gonna have to jump in and correct his deductions here. Yes, an examination of the deceased's body will prove the cause of death conclusively. The almost, but not quite, imperceptible puncture wounds left by the venomous veins will seal the truth. Yes, the vestiges of the snakebite delivered by your terrifying friend. This makes no sense! There is no point feigning ignorance, Miss Pavlova. After the incident, you endeavored to hide everything, didn't you? But now your involuntary glance betrays the hiding place you chose. That's right. You hid the evidence that links you to the victim's death in that traveling case. When we first met in this cabin, it came to my attention that your case moved periodically. Your serpent assassin was restless inside, no doubt. You don't... It is telling that the victim made out of a low whistling sound that he heard minutes before his end. That was your signal, was it not? The sound you had used to train your serpent friend. To train? Indeed, you'd put the serpent through this ventilator and wait. After a period, you'd summon it back with a whistle. You couldn't know if the animal had done its duty, so you would listen for signs of life next door. victim appeared not to have been dispatched, you'd release the snake once more. Do you deny the snake has undergone such training? It's not true! Having slithered through the ventilator and down the bell cord, the creature needed only to sink its veins in once. And its venom would course through the victim's veins, ending his existence forever. And that was the true nature of the speckled band that took this poor young man's life. There can be no doubt, my logic is infallible. Death by a venomous snake's bite. Now, that thus concludes Herlock Sholmes' great deduction of the speckled band. No. Oh, you wonderful himbo. Miss Pavlova has trained her pet snake as a killing machine. There on the floor you will observe a saucer of milk. The promise of food is key to training any creature. Same, I do love how he's just standing there. Poor Beef. Incredible! You've solved the mystery! Amazing! Your great deduction really lives up to its name. I see now why Herlock Sholmes has become such a household name. My dear man, it was nothing unremarkable. As the Russians say, I could have done it with one left hand. Could I venture an opinion, Mr. Sholmes? I like that Rianowski did not figure it out, the obvious holes in this. So Susanoo has to be like, wait. But of course, what's on your mind? It's just about your deductions before. Some things don't quite make sense to me. I welcome questions as to my method, and will answer both loudly and proudly. Oh, well, good. First of all, snakes are egg-laying creatures, part of the reptile family. You are well informed, madam. And reptiles, don't drink milk. Oh, that's a good point. It's really only mammals that like to drink milk, you see. So, I'm not sure it would be possible to train a snake using milk as the reward. No matter. No doubt Miss Pavlova uses some other trick to encourage her pet to do her bidding. Milk was merely an example. The logic holds. Oh, there is something else. Snakes have no ears. They don't have ears! No! That's so sad! Oh. Yes, so I'm not sure it would really be possible to signal to a snake by whistling. Wait, can snakes not hear at all? No, they have, like, ear holes, right? I'm so sorry, I need to look this up. Can't snakes hear? Okay, they can... Snakes lack both an outer ear and a middle ear, according to a 2012 study in the Journal of Experimental Biology. However, they have one middle ear bone that connects the inner ear to the jaw. This enables snakes to hear vibrations, such as a predator creeping close on the forest floor. So I guess they wouldn't be able to hear a whistle. Whoa, Windows, shut the fuck up. What the heck? Could a snake hear a whistle? Snakes are deaf to all airborne sounds. The only recognition of sound they acquire is through ground vibration. Okay. I see. Interesting. Yeah, snakes cannot hear whistles in human speech. But if this whistle is so loud enough as to vibrate, the snake would feel it. Okay, yeah, so snakes do not hear whistles. I did not know that. I wonder if... I don't really know enough about snake charmers to say for sure. Maybe it's because the music is loud enough that it causes a vibration that it works? Huh. Oh, the punky instruments that the strike drummers use make waves and they feel them. That is really interesting. I didn't know that. That's really interesting. Well, I learned something new today. But madam, what are the tales from Arabia? Have you not heard of the snakes that dance to the sounds of a flute? I think perhaps the performers play their music in time with the snake's natural movements. Oh, I see. No hands, no feet, no ears! These creatures are so inept as to be practically useless. Don't take it out on the snakes, Mr. Sholmes. There is one other thing. You have more. Snakes use the scales on their bellies to propel themselves. So, I'm not really sure that a snake can manage to climb up a flat bell cord like the ones in those cabins. Then it should try harder! Please, don't be angry with me, Mr. Sholmes. The point is, even if the snake has gone through the ventilator to the next door cabin, it couldn't have come back without help. Snakes are deaf and can't even use hands for sign language. That's so sad! Pour one out for the little poor snakes. What I'm trying to say is that there are a number of reasons why it's difficult to imagine the snake could have had a part in this. Oh, he looks so defeated. He's so pathetic. Aww. I think we need to step in and help again, Mr. Naruhodo. Oh no, you don't mean. Yes, we need to modify Mr. Sholmes' latest deductions and turn them into the great ones they ought to be. I had a feeling that was coming. Alright, let's give it a try. Just what was... Oh! Saiken MD, thank you so much for the raid! Hello! How are you? How was your stream? What were you guys playing? Let me give you a shout out. Hello! Guys, please go give Saiken's Twitch channel a look. He is a great VTuber. Yeah, you should definitely give him a chance. I've been following with him on Twitter for a while, and he's super cool and nice. Welcome to the stream! How are you guys all doing tonight? It's great to see you! Happy to have you here! Nice to see you all! Yay! You think you're super cool and nice too? Very sexy, very cool. You know what? I'm happy for you. How do I subscribe? Oh my gosh. You guys are great. Thank you already for the raid. Thank you. Thank you again. I appreciate that very much. Aw. But yeah, tell me all about your stream, what you guys got up to. How has your night been? Oh my gosh. We are having a good time playing some Ace Attorney, and we are about to fix this himbo's terrible great deductions. Because he didn't know that snakes can't hear, which I also didn't know, so I had to stop stream and like Google about snakes for a while there. Because I was like, wait, is that true? Can snakes really not hear? And we found out the answer is they kind of hear, but not in the way that like we think of it. So they wouldn't really be able to hear an airborne whistle unless it caused really big vibrations. So I learned a new thing today. Just what I was waiting for, Mr. Naruhodo. Yes, right! So, cast your eyes down to your wrists again. What? Yay! We're free! You've done it again! Your handcuffs are gone! Where did they go? Fear not, I shall see them restored after our work is done. Oh, you were playing a Souls game and died many times. Oh. Yeah, Souls games do be like that. They seem like a lot of fun, but also, oh my gosh, I would I would be so embarrassed. I'm sure my death counter, if I played one on stream, would be so high. So whenever I see somebody's playing them on stream, like, I'm super impressed because, you know, that takes some confidence. That's what I am. Oh no, go enjoy your dinner. Thank you so much for dropping by, Saiken. I hope you have a wonderful dinner and have a wonderful night. And also have a wonderful day tomorrow. Thank you so much. Bye-bye. Alright, fear not. I shall see they're restored after our work is done. I really wish you'd leave them off. Now everyone, let us begin. Erlock Sholmes is proud to present his logic and reasoning spectacular. Course correction. Hold it, Mr. Sholmes. Ooh, okay, let's do this. So let's see. Miss Pavlova, moments ago you claimed the following. His death has nothing to do with me. The whole thing has nothing to do with me. If you cannot deceive yourself. Okay, she's looking at her wrist here. That's interesting. Or her hands, maybe? Yes, when you recall this horror defense, her aching heart smarts with pain. She does have a pain expression on her face. Yes, that's true. She looks as though Kazuma-sama's death is weighing heavily on her mind. But you're not sure Mr. Sholmes has read her quite correctly, is that it? Could there be some other way to interpret her expression then? Let's take a moment and really look very closely at Miss Pavlova. Okay, let's see. Aha! You have some scratches. A snake couldn't have done that. Yeah, this is kind of like the cross-examination, but a little different. We still have cross-examinations, but this is a new kind of deduction mode they added. Oh, Naruhodo-san, look! This looks like a very painful wound. It looks like a scratch made by some kind of small animal. And fairly recently, too. Well, whatever scratched her doesn't appear to be around here. Alright, yeah, let's present the scratch mark. That makes sense. Yes, when you recall those horrid events, that claw scratch smarts with pain. Indeed, and simple observation reveals that the wound is fresh. Those claws, snake claws, sure. You gotta watch out for the snake claws, they're very dangerous. Miss Pavlova, did you in fact receive that scratch? Sometime last night. When I think about the young man who died next door, I feel so sad. And when I am sad, the pain from this wound is worse. Interesting. Snakes are dastardly little buggers, and it is that very pain that evidences your inextricable link to the victim's death. So, we ask, what was the nature of this intruder that stole into the victim's cabin on that pretentious note? Why, naturally, it was the friend with which you boarded this vessel, was it not? Ah, as I suspected, another telltale glance. Without doubt, your friend is the writhing serpent we see before us. Okay. It seems likely that the scratch mark on the back of Miss Pavlova's hand was made by this friend of hers, doesn't it? Except, snakes don't have claws, do they? I like that he needs to check with her. No, they don't. They don't even have hands or feet on which claws might grow. Well, then. I'm a little quiet compared to the music. Okay, let me see. Maybe I need to just be a little closer to my mic. Let me move my chair over a little. Shalom seems to have really long arms by how he's reaching. Yeah, definitely does. Okay, is this a bit better? I'm a little bit closer to the mic now, so hopefully that should help. Let me know. Alright, if that snake isn't her pet, what is? What's the true identity of this friend of hers? We should follow her gaze, Naruhodo-san. That's where we'll find the answer. Okay. So where is she looking? Wait a second! This picture! I do find it very funny when I feel like it's something that we should have noticed, like, immediately. And we don't see it. You were looking over at this framed photographic print, weren't you, Miss Pavlova? But let's not be distracted by the print itself. Oh no. It's the No, that's not what I meant. That's not what I meant. What spectacularly contrived logic led you to this mindless conclusion? Oh, well, it's supposed to be a logic and reasoning spectacular, so I thought I'd contribute to the show. This is my show, Mr. Naruhodo. Kindly perform any peculiar experiments on your own stage. I guess that isn't where she's looking right now, but I felt like that made sense, you know? He's framing the frame. Okay. Let's go. Well, it is small enough. That really ought to narrow it down. Okay. No, yeah, we're supposed to be looking here, right? Yeah, this is as far as I can turn it. What if... Oh my god, I just needed to zoom in? Come on! I could tell that it was a picture of her with a cat. I guess that makes more sense since this was a 3DS game at first and you might not have been able to see that detail. But still, come on! Oh, look at the photograph in this frame. This must be something Miss Pavlova brought with her when she ran away. She's exceptionally beautiful, isn't she? Oh, and I bet the bell that matches the thing that's broken in Cosmo's cabin. Yes, that's true, but personally, it's the little black creature she's holding that's caught my eye. Maybe we'd better take a closer look at this. I'm curious what they have to say about her. That must be a stage costume she's wearing. It's quite stunning. I should like to have something like that. And she's wearing the 20,000 rubles on her head as well. Look. It's called a tiara, Naruhodo-san, and you shouldn't think of it purely in terms of its value. She must be a strong-willed woman. To turn her back on the world's stage and run away all on her own. Kitty! Look at the little cat Miss Pavlova is cuddling here. Oh, what a cute little kitten! It could vie with you, couldn't it, Naruhodo-san? For the blackest outfit! A black kitten. And from the look of this picture at least, Miss Pavlova seems very attached to it. Alright, now let's present the kitten! Well, that's why it's always good to, like, check out the evidence before you present it. I got a little ahead of myself there. Without a doubt, your friend is the little kitten we see before us. Yes, the scratch on the back of your hand makes that abundantly clear. Oh no! The whereabouts of this black kitten isn't clear, but what is clear is that you brought the animal with you when you ran away, didn't you? Daka is my best friend. I couldn't leave her behind. Darka would appear to be a Russian blue. And yet, that fact leaves us in a quandary. Yeah, where is the cat? And why is there a snake on the ship, too? The victim's written observations in the night in question tell of a speckled band, whereas regrettably... the specimen's markings do not fit that description in any way. What explanation can we then give, pray? What was this sight that fell upon the victim's eyes last night? No! Don't look at me! This has nothing to do with any of this! These hits the suspects when get caught. These hits the suspects get when caught in a lie is the OG emotional damage. It's true! They're getting psychic damage. Oh, but it does. You have to answer this quandary even now, hidden behind your back. Yes, that which you are trying, but failing to conceal, can only be the snake's loud skin. Alright, yeah, that's not right. Did you see that? She just took something out of her pocket and hid it behind her back. If she just left it in her pocket, no one would ever have known. Oh yes, ploys like that are Mr. Shelm's specialty. He so cleverly forced her to reveal something. I thought deduction was his specialty. Or maybe making me believe that was a ploy too. Anyway, I find it hard to believe that it's the skin of a snake. In which case, just what is Miss Pavlova hiding behind her back? What have you got, ma'am? Let's take a better look at that. Well, it is speckled and it is a band, but what is it? Is that a cat toy? It seems to be soft and fluffy, a long piece of cloth of some sort, and that looks like a handle at one end. I think it may be a cat's toy. This sort is common in the West, apparently. How is that a toy for cats? Cats like to chase the band around and paw at it. Kittens in particular love that sort of play. You only need to wave it in front of them, and they pounce to catch it. That sounds positively adorable. Cat's toy! Alright, let's present it.
Yes!
Boom! Yes, the thing you're trying but failing to conceal is, a cat's toy. Precisely, and the true nature of the now infamous speckled band. Ah! And it was this toy that you dangled through the ventilator. You waved it around, I presume. Naturally, the victim could not fail to notice it. But why? For what reason? My dear boy, there can be only one answer to that. After her feline friend disappeared through the ventilator into the neighboring cabin, Miss Pavlova attempted to use the speckled cat's toy to incite the creature to return. Ah. In summary, the nature of this friend of Miss Pavlova's, which last night infiltrated the scene of the crime, is a blithesome Russian blue breed of cat by the name of Dark. A truly troublesome feline young Darka is proving to be. She must be caged once found. You will forgive us for borrowing the photograph of your pet, Miss Pavlova. All right, has been entered into the court record. It was after I gave her food last night. That's when it happened. She scratched the back of my hand and then ran up to the bell cord. Before I could do anything, she had disappeared through the ventilator. Daka, she is so naughty. A beloved kitten. Ooh, okay, so now we have to figure out how Cosma died. Moving on, we come to the heart of the matter, the grim demise of the victim. Oh, thank you! I'm doing my best with her accent. How did this young man lose his life, and why? According to the data of which I've been apprised, it appeared there were no visible signs of injury. In fact, the circumstances of the victim's death can only be explained by a terrible venom. Now, all good, Kukushi. Feel free to hop in and out as you like, but it's good to have you back. What Mr. Shelm says is true. There were no signs of a wound anywhere on Cosmo-sama's body. That's right, but Mr. Shelm seems to be unaware of one very important detail. Cosmo wasn't poisoned. Yes, it would seem so. Let's give him the information he's missing now. Alright. No, not the Mark. We want this, the post-mortem report.
Yes!
Yeah, it makes it curious how purgatory works in this world. In fact, the circumstances of the victim's death can only be explained by the post-mortem report. Oh yes, I knew it was one or the other. His neck was... Indeed, the breaking of the cervical vertebrae is fatal. Only that Goliath would be strong enough to survive him. Seaman Stroganoff isn't some immortal freak, you know? The jury is out. Anyway, we have on good authority that the victim's neck was broken. Now, if we take that as fact, we can reasonably imagine that there remains evidence to affirm it was it at the scene of the crime. Oh no, could there be? Yes, an examination of the deceased's body will prove the cause of death conclusively. Cosima died because his neck was broken. In other words, he was probably struck by something, or someone. Yes, that's a distinct possibility. As of yet, no weapon has been found, though. Presumably, Darka didn't silently creep up behind Cosima and deal him a fatal blow. I suppose it's possible that he had a fall and hit the ground awkwardly. It could have been a terrible act of misfortune that he broke his neck completely by accident. Oh yes, a bad fall could explain it. It's rather hard to believe of Kazuma-sama though. Termian Link, thank you so much for the follow! Oh my gosh, I love your username! Majora's Mask is my favorite Zelda, it is so good to have you here. Well, we already know for sure from the examination that he died instantly, and he wouldn't have known Russian, so I don't think he wrote the note to begin with. He wasn't a clumsy man. Well, we need to fix this deduction somehow. Is there anything from the scene that could explain what happened? Let me see. Okay, let me see. Oh, maybe this? Oh, thank you so much! Yes, I always love seeing another underwater VTuber. It's so great. Nice to have you here. I hope you enjoy the stream. I want to say it's this, because if he had a bad fall, that could explain the scuff mark being dragged across the ground like this, when normally that wouldn't happen from shoe polish. You know, when you're just walking, right?
Yes!
Yeah, I did it! Yay! Yes, an examination of the mark on the floor will prove the cause of death conclusively. This particular mark, so prominently visible next to the victim's body, is a deposit of shoe polish. Shoe polish? Indeed. Positively identified by a little analysis device which I constructed, which I carry now as a matter of course. Beeswax, tallow, and dye were my results, the undeniable ingredients of shoe polish. And the color of the polish is a perfect match to the color of Mr. Asugi's laced leather shoes. Looking at this mark, it's not hard to imagine what happened. For some reason, Mr. Asugi must have caught his foot at that point on the floor and tripped. Yes, go gadget! Please no. And, by a dreadful turn of misfortune, caught his neck against some immovable object as he fell to the floor. Suffering a fatal blow to the spine, the victim's vertebrae shattered, and in that instant, he lost his life. No! I don't know anything about this. Is that really true, Miss Pavlova? What about the evidence left at the scene where Mr. Asugi lost his life? Kazuma! I'm gonna be really sad if it does turn out that he just died in an accident, man. Not that I wanted him to be murdered, but it's like, for a guy like that just to go out by accident, that's horrible. Yes, the facts are as clear as day to me. You did all you could to conceal the incriminating evidence. But now your involuntary glance betrays the hiding place you chose. That's right, you have the evidence that leads you to think in that traveling case. No! I know, Mia. They Mia-fayed him. I was so upset. I loved Mia too. She was so cool. I don't believe it. Kazuma-sama merely tripped over and now he's no more. It can't be true. I refuse to accept it. I know it's hard to believe, but the mark on the floor does seem to suggest that's what happened. But if this part of Mr. Shom's deduction is right, Miss Pavlova is trying to hide some evidence that would prove it. Here in this cabin, somewhere in the direction that she just cast her eyes. Where, I wonder? Let's have a good look around. The answer must be here somewhere. Let's see. There's the tiara. Is that it, though? Let's take a look at everything. This is a waste paper basket. Perhaps all the first class captains have them, but Miss Pavlova only started occupying this cabin late last night. Presumably there's not much rubbish in there yet. Oh, what's that? It's a broken piece of glass, isn't it? Yes, it is. Nice, I had a feeling the tiara wouldn't be connected again. Okay, I feel like I've seen it somewhere before. If it looks familiar, perhaps it's more than your mind simply playing tricks on you. Alright, let's present this then. That's right, you hid the evidence that links you to the victim's death in that waste paper basket. Ah! Here we have a fragment of some intricate glass object, it would seem. One that has a familiar air, in fact. Thank you for the thirsty redeem, movie. Alright, let's keep going. Precisely. We found another piece of broken glass on the floor in Mr. Asugi's cabin. And as you can see, the two pieces fit together perfectly. Oh no. So, Miss Pavlova, shall we consider what this tells us? Why would it be that part of this glass object, which was evidently broken at the scene of the victim's death, should be found in the waste paper basket in your cabin? You're well acquainted with this glass bell, are you not? I don't know. In that hushed Russian accent of yours won't save you this time, dear girl. Why? Because we have conclusive evidence linking you to the bell in question. What? Take it away, Mr. Naruhodo. Yes. The evidence linking Miss Pavlova and this little glass bell. That would be the picture. Take that. Yes! Yes! If you look at this photograph, you can clearly see, hanging from Darka's collar. Oh, thank you for the posture check, Kukushi. Oh, I needed that, actually. Okay, let's sit up nice and straight. Okay. Ready to go. Hanging from Darka's collar. The very glass bell in question. The truth has caught up with you, Miss Pavlova. The young man who lost his life last night did so after a truly inauspicious fall. And the cause of that fateful stumble? Your absent feline friend, Darka. I couldn't tell anyone. I'm sorry. Man, Kazuma. Man, that's sad. Death by tripping over a cat. Man. No, Kazuma. He was in a klutz. Just kitties run fast. Do you know how many times I've almost tripped over my parents' cat? Man, I'm sad. Why don't you tell us now, Miss Pavlova? Tell us exactly what happened last night. It was a little after 1 in the morning. It was so late, but I hadn't had time to feed Daka, so I gave her some food. And then all of a sudden, she scratched me and jumped out of my hands. People do say that cats become very anxious and nervous in new environments. She was so fast. She disappeared through the ventilator before I could stop her. And that is how you acquired the rather nasty wound on the back of your hand, I take it? Yes. And I had read the rules on the wall. I knew that I was not allowed Darka with me. Yes, modern science suggests that animals can carry infectious diseases. It's a precaution, really. So I listened and listened, trying to hear if there was some noise in the next cabin. It was very quiet. I was sure if someone was there, he must be sleeping. So at that point, you thought it safe to try to lure the kitten back again. By dangling the end of the toy through the ventilator and into the adjoining cabin. Draka always loves this toy, but it didn't work. Nothing worked. I tried using her favorite toy. I tried whistling to her softly, but nothing. She didn't return. So the faint whistling sound Kazuma wrote about in this diary was Miss Pavlova, trying to retrieve her pet. Cats have a propensity to remain hidden in the shadows when frightened. Yes, so there was nothing else I could do. I just had to wait until she had calmed down. But then... I nearly passed out with shock. I heard her cry out and then... Oh, it was such a dreadful bang! Then afterwards, nothing. It was totally silent. Kazuma was... From the appearance of the brown mark on the floor, it seems likely that what you heard was the victim stepping on the glass bell and tripping up. The SS Brillia is a large vessel, but even she can pitch and roll violently without warning. If Master Asagi was already off balance as a result of the ship lurching when the kitten got under his feet, the combination of unfortunate factors could easily have caused him to fall over. But what became of the kitten afterwards? In the end, I managed to get her to come back through the ventilator. Yet Darka is nowhere to be seen. I must have forgotten to lock my case, and now she's disappeared again. Gracious, that cat is as insufferably restless as I am. Well, he knows something about himself at least. When I awoke this morning, I heard that a young man in the cabin next to mine had died, but I couldn't bring myself to tell anyone what had happened. Wait, this still doesn't explain the writing. She doesn't say she went in there. I was too scared. Scared that they would send me back. Oh, hold on a minute. What about the snake? You're right, where is it? If the snake isn't your friend, Miss Pavlova, then whose is it and where did it come from? What on earth is such a dangerous creature doing on board the ship? Oh, I didn't say. Snake is my friend. His name is Perotsko. What? Oh, I'm glad you're back, Terry. Sorry about the random blip in your power. That's always annoying. That snake belongs to you? He escaped from cage when the middle alarm sounded. I was looking for him. I did not expect to find him in here. Yes, how did that snake get into this cabin? But animals are not permitted on board. Ha! We are at sea for 1 year. You want to be so long without close friend? Without someone who understands? Couldn't you find someone a little more human who understands you better? But my dear burly fellow, a gargantuan venomous snake. Surely you can appreciate the danger you're putting everyone in. No venom. Piratsko does not have venom. He is harmless, very long, but very gentle. He is adorable, like Granny. It's venomless? Yes. Now he is hungry, so he is in bad mood. But once I feed him, you will see big smile. And you feed him what? Milk, I suppose? Ha! Look, they say they milk chickens. Ridiculous. Snakes that drink milk are only in stupid stories. Piratsko eats mouses. Big, fat, round mouses. Oh, so is that what the mousetrap in the passageway out there is for? Of course. How else can I catch friends' favorite food? Nothing's as top of the food chain like the look in their eyes right now. Oh no! Oh no, that's the worst. I'm sorry about that, Tyrek. That is extremely rough. I hate when that happens. I hope you didn't lose too much progress. Protsko is also a Russian meal filled with meat pastry. Aww. It refuses to drink milk. It can't hear a whistle. It can't climb up a bell cord, and it's not even venomous. How the deuce did something so inept land a starring role? It's not my fault. I do not make up stories. My Protsko has nothing to do with this incident. So that's what happened. That's the truth behind my best friend's tragic death. No, something's still weird. It's... the fact that the Russian writing was there is weird. How did that happen? We can't forget about that. Miss Pavlova. I understand the difficult situation you found yourself in, and I do sympathize. But please remember this. A young man lost his life. If you're going to attempt to cover up your guilt with lies, then no matter what the circumstances, I cannot forgive you. But what are you talking about, Miss Mikotoba? What lies? Miss Pavlova just confessed everything. It was just a series of unfortunate events, an accident. I'm no great detective like Mr. Sholmes. I don't have a gift for knowing the truth. But even I can see that was not the truth. Oh, don't you agree, Mr. Naruhodo? To be perfectly honest, yes. There's a discrepancy in Miss Pavlova's story, I'm sure of it. I just can't quite put my finger on it. I confess, I was intending to let Scotland Yard deal with any outstanding issues on this matter. Oh! I am only present here for a very specific reason. The truth is, you, Mr. Naruhodo, are simply a distraction. A distraction? I do hope you've not been finding your shackles too uncomfortable. Oh, he put them back! No! Not again! When did he do that? Especially as they're on your wrists as a result of my intervention. I was rather hoping I could resolve matters before we made our next port call. You were Mr. Sholmes? Yes, but I overlooked one important detail. The deceased young man was a very close companion of yours. Was he not? Yes. Kazuma was my closest friend. I owed him my freedom, even. In that case, we must follow this to its conclusion. No further distractions. You must uncover the real truth here, Mr. Naruhodo. Yes, whatever that may be. The key to this is the discrepancy in Miss Pavlova's story, I'm sure. If I can chase that down, maybe the truth will become clear. Kazuma! Kazuma! The truth about how you really died. About how that scene in your cabin really came to be. Alright, I'll see what I can do. Shop's here pushing his work to you. Yeah, maybe. Excellent. Thank you, Mr. Naruhodo. So then, shall we begin? Yes! What should we ponder first? Or what we should ponder first is the victim who lost his life in a cabin that was bolted shut from the inside. Was this truly an unfortunate accident? Or was it in fact no accident at all? That is what we must establish in the first instance. But we've already established it, haven't we? The man tripped over the kitten that had climbed into his cabin via the ventilator. Tragic, yes, but still an accident.
Hold it!
Wait, let's just take a step back. It doesn't make sense if that's really what happened, does it? I'm going to have to ask you to spell it out for me, I'm afraid. Yes, it's starting to take shape now. There's a clear contradiction between the facts and Miss Pavlova's story here. The evidence is right here in Kazuma's cabin. It's undeniable. His death couldn't possibly have been a mere accident. Really? Let us show our hand, Mr. Naruhodo. Time to present the evidence. The evidence that proves unequivocally that the victim's death was no mere accident. Okay, I'm gonna go with this. Because the note being here at all would prove that somebody else was in there, right? I'm gonna make sure. Yes. Yes. Let's go with the crime scene photograph. Yes! The truth is clearly recorded in this photographic print. There's no way that Mr. Asaki could have left this message on the floor. Yeah, exactly. It means somebody at least got in here and messed with the scene. And that in itself is extremely suspicious. That script. It's Russian, isn't it? Indeed it is. The word written means wardrobe. I see what you mean. Most people would leave a dying message in their native language. Japanese in this case. But maybe he was studying Russian. It is a simple language. He could have picked it up very fast. That doesn't seem likely. That's actually not the point. It makes no difference whether he knew Russian or not. Sorry? What do you mean? Exactly what I said before. There was no way that Mr. Asaki could have left this message on the floor, and the reason why is clearly explained in here. Damage to the cervical vertebrae resulting in instant death. Instant death. Ah. Which means, after the victim fell to the floor, he couldn't possibly have written anything, because he was already dead. That's not the only reason either. There's something else we found in Mr. Asaki's cabin. A remnant of something that couldn't possibly have been there if what Miss Pavlova told us was true. What? So, Suzato-san noticed it too then. Putting this message on the floor aside, there's something else that gives the truth away. Another piece of evidence that proves this was no accident. In other words... Oh boy, okay. Let's see. Is it the scuff mark? With the bell and stuff? Let me think here. I'm gonna try this.
Yes!
Okay, I got it. This piece of broken glass next to the mark on the floor. That's the glass bell the kitten had around its neck. We already know all about that. It was broken in half when the victim tripped over the cat and fell. So we already have a satisfactory explanation. Where's the flaw in that logic? Well, how should he get the other half? Unfortunately, there is a very big flaw. A fatal flaw. What? If that's really what happened, then how did one half of the bell end up back here in this cabin? Oh. Yes, remember that we found the other half of the glass bell in that waste paper basket? Would you care to explain that, Miss Pavlova? Oh no. Both these pieces of evidence clearly point to the same conclusion. Man, that was sloppy of her to leave the other half behind. That when Mr. Asaki died that night in his cabin, there was someone else in the room. That same person deliberately arranged the scene to disguise the truth in order to cover up his or her own guilt. Yes, there was someone else present in Mr. Asaki's. You are wasting time. Someone else was there. Duh, of course. We know this. What are you talking about? Bulkhead was bolted shut from inside. There was no way in or out. Oh, yes. And only other person in cabin when the young student died was you. Yes! Yes! It's true, I was in the cabin when it happened. You were shut inside the cabin wardrobe, to be precise about the details. But I didn't know Russian. There's no way I could have left that message. Not would have. There's no way you could have left that message. To be precise about the details. Thanks. Would you mind? I was literally about to be like, thanks for nothing. Forgive me, my dear fellow. As I was saying, God, Mianowski and Shomes are so funny. I love their dynamic. The person in question wrote the word wardrobe in Russian on the floor in an attempt to incriminate me for the crime, even though I had been asleep in there the entire time. And then, the same person picked up the broken glass bell that had fallen to the floor, for fear of it becoming evidence that would show how Mr. Asaki really died. But why wouldn't this person have taken all pieces of the bell away? Leaving half behind was always going to raise questions. Yes, well, it was past 1 o'clock in the early hours of the morning. The cabin would have been quite dark. No awkward Shomes dynamic. No! The single, small lamp suspended from the ceiling would barely have cast any light onto the floor there. Little wonder, then, that the culprit failed to notice a fragment of the tiny item. You all suspect me, don't you?
Hold it!
Oh, he's defending her. Seaman Stroganoff. Nina is woman of sea. She is daughter of Strandsailor. 2 years ago, they noticed her dancing skills and she went away to join ballet company. But before, she was dancer on the ship, a member of ship's band. You do not accuse ship's angel of being criminal. Oh, the zebra print is because of the snake! You're right, I was wondering about that, but I didn't put 2 and 2 together. Ah, so that's it. You say that when young student died, Nina was there in his cabin. But that is not possible. I give my tooth. Well, this is all most interesting. And why would you give your tooth, pray? How can you be so sure? You are a great detective. You should know. Look through truth in eyes. Cabin bulkhead was bolted shut from inside. Nobody could go into cabin. Not Nina, not anyone. Or do you want to tell me that killer can walk through locked doors? Yet! It's impossible. Ugh, he's right. But wait, I've read about this in detective stories. People often tie thread around door latches so they can open and close them from the outside. Thread, are you stupid? These bulkheads are not barn doors. Alright, which tooth do you want to lose? Certainly not. These are watertight doors as one would expect to find on any modern steamship. Constructed of heavy steel, without a gap in sight. No threads or needles or magnets could have been used. No, of course not. I thought so too. But Mr. Naruhodo suggested it earlier, so... Susato-san, how could you shift it onto me like that? So Seekerman Stroganov has a valid point. The cabin door couldn't have been bolted shut from the outside. Not necessarily. What? I put it to you that I could bolt this cabin door without laying a finger on it. And in this very cabin, we can see the traces of the method I have in mind having been used before. I don't believe it. Well, Mr. Naruhodo, I believe you know what I mean, don't you? Gravity! A way to shut the bolt of the cabin door from the outside. One way does spring to mind, yes. Do you really know what Mr. Sholmes means, Mr. Naruhodo? Yes, and so should you. Because we've seen it happen. Indeed we have. So, would you care to do the honors, Mr. Naruhodo? Point out the telling signs of the method that was used to slide the cabin door bolt across from the outside. There it is!
Yes!
Look at the bookcase there. See how all the books and things on it have toppled over? That must have happened when the ship made its emergency stop before. Yes, that's right. It's a very powerful vessel after all. When the engines are thrown into reverse, a violent jolt goes across the entire ship. Any small objects that aren't fastened down are bound to fall over. I believe, yes, it's what's known as the force of inertia acting on the objects. Is there nothing Susato-san doesn't know? Or is that in her book at least? Well, whatever it's called, the same force that pushed over those books on the bookcase also made something else in this cabin move. Bookcase closed. The bolt on the cabin door. Ah! It was very obvious just after the emergency stop that the ship made earlier. We'd come into this cabin not long before, and we hadn't bolted the door. But then... Yeah! Inspector Hosonoka, yeah! Oh yes! That's it! When the ship stopped suddenly, the bolt flew across and locked the door. Yes, it's made of metal, but it's small and light enough to be moved by the ship's sudden change of speed. Or the force of inertia, if you want to call it that. Are you trying to say that the last night, after Mr. Asaki was killed... Yep. And then it just zoomed right in. Yes, Vesperia made another emergency stop. When I woke up this morning and looked around the cabin, I thought it looked a little odd. All the books on the shelves had toppled over, and all the ornaments. It was almost as if someone had run their hands across the shelves and deliberately knocked everything over. Oh yes, I remember that. And I stood them all up again, didn't I? Then when we came into this cabin, we were surprised to see the same thing in here. All the books and everything had toppled over, just like this in Mr. Asaki's cabin. Oh my! Do you have anything to say about this, Miss Pavlova? And we can prove it because there's some missing entries in the ship log. Something happened. Are you out of your mind? You say Buria made an emergency stop. It does seem a little far-fetched. How could that possibly have happened? Unless you're saying that the culprit is actually someone from the engine room. Oh, it is simple enough. Are you forgetting the button in the passageway outside? Used to trigger the emergency alarm. Oh yes, of course. There was a notice, wasn't there, telling you only to press the button in times of emergency. On dark nights when the fog is dense, the captain cannot afford to rely on the eyes of his lookout alone. Hence the placement of a number of buttons around the vessel to allow any crewman to raise the alarm. The sort of button one is almost compelled to press to satisfy one's curiosity. Wait! It was you! When the button is pressed, Two things happen in the interest of safety. Did he pressed it earlier to test it? Oh my god. Freya! You thought you died! Who did you think died? Freya, what did you think is going on? Hello? No, Shums is very alive! It was my other husband, my first husband's dead, you fucking bitch! Shums is fine, he didn't get into... Who did... It was Cosima! Shams didn't get introduced until after Cosmo was dead. I love that you were just, I guess you were just walking around being like, dang, I guess that Shams guy died, huh? No, Graha's alive. Look at him. He's dancing. He's dancing his little heart out. How are you though, Freya? It's good to see you. Alright, the emergency alarm bell rings and the vessel comes to a complete stop. As indeed it did a little earlier today. You're good! What have you been up to since Jackbox ended, Freya? How's your evening been? Mr. Sholmes. You made me a Kara in Wildermyth? Oh, I'm gonna have to see once I'm out of stream. Listen! A slip of the tongue, Tyrek, nothing more. Just a misspeak. Me and Niller, why are we dating? Oh, in the game, in Wildermyth, okay. I was just sitting here, I was like, what? We're dating? Oh. Oh my gosh. I actually don't know much about Wildermyth. I didn't know you can date people in it, so it took me a second. Surely it wasn't you who... Surprise! Yes, now I know. As I always say, a button has but one purpose in life. To be pressed, whatever the occasion. He sounds almost proud of himself. How dare you mess with the ship? I report you to Captain. You're in much trouble now. It sounds like you guys have been having fun. Now, I'm sure that we can all wait until later. Let us not overlook the fact that we have now learned a valuable lesson. When the vessel makes an emergency stop, the bolts on the cabin doors slide close. So, what we must now consider? Yes, it all comes down to one thing now. Last night, after what happened to Mr. Asagi, did the ship make an emergency stop, or did it not? You are idiots. Buria's huge ship with many passengers. If we make an emergency stop, even in the middle of night, there would be chaos everywhere. It's gonna self-destruct. No! What are your thoughts, Mr. Naruhodo? Well, it's certainly possible that some kind of emergency happened last night. We have evidence to support that idea. Really? We do. What evidence, Mr. Naruhodo? Fascinating. Do show us, my good man. What evidence promotes the theory that some emergency gripped this vessel last night? It is the ship log. Yes, there are virtually no entries from 2 a.m. until early this morning. Yes! Seaman Stroganov, it's your duty to patrol the first-class area of the ship, isn't that right? Duh, that is correct. Why? And the ship's log here. This would be where you record the details of your duties. Ah, have a good lurk, Freya! What are you doing with that? That is mine! Ah, you rather carelessly left it atop the makeshift bureau in the passageway out there. But as responsible passengers, we took it into our care with a mind to return it to you later. I left it there on purpose. That is where I put it always. The point is, looking at what you usually record, it's clear that under normal circumstances you write the phrase "nothing to report" every 30 minutes. But from 2 o'clock last night until first light this morning, nothing was recorded at all. Nothing recorded in the log. That is dumb, because nothing happened. But if nothing happened, you would normally write nothing to report, wouldn't you? Indeed so, which tells us that shortly after 2 a.m., something happened here aboard the SS Boothia. Something sufficiently significant to make you forget to fill in the ship's log, in fact. Are you suggesting that the ship really did make an emergency stop in the middle of the night? Stop talking rubbish! If I'm perfectly honest, I find that a little hard to believe myself. Oh? Why? Well, because if something as major as an emergency stop really had happened, surely all of us would have noticed. That's very true. Thanks to the emergency stop we experienced earlier, we all know what it feels like now. The ship lurched so violently, and the alarm bell was so loud. I can't imagine that anybody would sleep through that, even if it happened in the dead of night. Well, no. That's a good point. Yeah, right? The one time something actually happens, he doesn't write it in the log? Come on. What of the throbbing? Sorry, what do you mean? Your head, ma'am. The throbbing of your head since this morning. We've all suffered with it. Ah! Yeah, so even when you were on change of quarters duty, which is 24 hours, we make hourly reports even if there is nothing to report. Yeah, because, like, that's part of your job, you know? They need the record that, like, nothing happened at that time for if something does happen later, right? Like, it's important. Oh yes, I have a headache, you're right. In fact, I haven't been feeling myself since I woke up today. Nor have I. Oh, thank you for the thirsty redeem, Riri. I'll take a sip. My head has been feeling heavy ever since dawn. Yes, you've all been afflicted, haven't you? Just as I suspected. Oh, and thank you for the posture check, Kukuchi. Nice. He's right. My head's been throbbing today, too. Still could be the gas leak. And since eating dinner yesterday evening, everything has felt sort of hazy. I can't really remember anything that happened after I climbed back inside the wardrobe. No, wait, yeah, if it is from the dinner, that's so planned. That's why Kazuma was still up and about. He didn't eat dinner, he didn't like dinner, so he gave all of it to Rinosuke. Oh my gosh. Then the first thing I noticed this morning was the throbbing pain in my head. I had already been dragged out of the wardrobe. I had those handcuffs put on me by that point. Why didn't I wake up at all when that was happening to me? Because you ate a lot of the chicken that Kazuma doesn't like. Tell me, Mr. Nobuhiro. You boarded this vessel as a stowaway, didn't you? Oh, well, yes. Sorry. The stowaway class of accommodation doesn't usually include meals. What did you survive on? Oh, well, Kazuma looked after me. He was always happy to share his meals. So you enjoyed some of the whole roast chicken dish that was served yesterday evening, I take it? Yes! In fact, I had all of that. Kazuma wasn't fond of chicken. Oh, really? So the victim didn't eat any of the chicken at all? That's right, he didn't touch it! Is that relevant? My dear fellow, does that not strike you? Oh! Mr. Shams, do you mean to say that there was something wrong with the chicken? I do. No! Really? Is that really true? The meal prepared for the passengers last night had been tampered with. Tampered with by the addition of a soporific, designed to induce a very deep slumber in those who consumed it. Well, this was so planned out if they did that. A sleeping drug. Do you mean whoever did this laced every meal with a sleeping drug so no one would notice the ship's emergency stop? Mr. Naruhodo, of course that's not what Mr. Shams means. What a far-fetched idea. Precisely. Oh my gosh, lacing every meal of every passenger on board with a soporific drug would certainly be impossible. Unless, that is, every single member of the crew was a conspirator. What? Mr. Shams? Well, Seaman? Ugh. I'm sorry to say that any more deception in this matter will get you nowhere. Vegans becoming witnesses. If you refuse to talk, there would have to be an inquiry made to the shipping company, of course. And were that to happen, every member of the crew, and the captain himself, would be hauled over the coals for aiding and abetting a renegade. Please, no more. I will tell everything. I cannot make problems like this for everyone else anymore. These crewmen are your former comrades, I believe. I can't believe it really did come around to Russian renegades. What the heck? How is he kind of right all along? Unbelievable. Yes, so when I decided to run away, I asked them to help me. We all agreed to help. Everyone out together. She threw away everything. Her fame in the ballet. Mother Russia. We wanted to help our angel. I don't believe it. You are right. We put sleeping drug in chicken last night. Yes, I remember now. I did notice chewing on a lump of something strange and bitter at one point. Duh. We could not make all drug, how do you say, dissolve? Ugh. Talk about heavy seasoning. At midnight, in waters near Shanghai, we brought our angel on board. She was helped by our comrade on shore with a small fishing boat. While all the passengers of SS Berlioz slept soundly, thanks to the almost magical effects of the slumber-induced potion their evening meals had contained. I guess that's true. Yeah, if a runaway princess came to you for help. So if that's what happened, the only people awake on the ship last night were the crew, people who disliked chicken, and the newly boarded passenger, Miss Pavlova. And that means it would have been impossible for you. You could have used the emergency stop trick to lock Cosmo's cabin door. But how does that make sense? Surely every cabin door would have ended up locked in that case, and there would have been complete chaos. Oh, I wouldn't say so. What? Ah, of course. Just like us, all the other passengers would have eaten their evening meal of chicken in the cabins, after which they would have been overwhelmed by tiredness because of the sleeping drug. Quite, and accordingly, all passengers were already in their cabins for the night. Yes! The overwhelming majority of passengers would habitually sleep with their cabin doors bolted anyway, and so not one of them would have found it remarkable to find the door locked in the morning. In summary, in order to fasten the bolt of a single cabin door on the ship, the culprit brought the entire vessel to an emergency stop in the early hours of the morning. You have talked a long time and said many things. What is point? The point is what I said earlier. There was somebody else present on the scene when the victim lost his life last night. Someone who left a message in Russian on the floor in an attempt to incriminate another. Someone who tried desperately to hide their broken fragments of glass that would reveal the culprit's identity. And someone who abused the ship's emergency stop procedure in order to lock a door. All told, a busy night. But... I don't know about any of this. I am just a little girl. You'd like to speak with your long English words and explain your clever ideas. But I am sailor, and sailors don't listen to long, boring stories. We don't believe. Sailors like me, we trust only what we see with our eyes. A laudable trait. But I am quite of the same disposition, my good man. Observation to me is everything. Mr. Naruhodo. Oh, yes? Do you hear it? That accusatory cry of guilt on the wind. What accusatory cry of guilt? Sorry, you've lost me. Proof of involvement, ma'am, but you can't hear such a call with your ears. No. You must hear it with your eyes, for observation is the basis of all deduction. What are you talking about? I believe the time has come for one final logic and reasoning spectacular to expose the truth. Oh boy, here we go! So, Mr. Naruhodo, your assistance, if you please. With what exactly, Mr. Sholmes? With observation, my dear fellow. Just as I said, of these two provocators. Observation? If you remember, Mr. Naruhodo, we know that somebody tried to fabricate evidence, don't we? By tampering with the scene of Mr. Asagi's death. What we're looking for is some trace of evidence that one of these two was there when it happened. Precisely. You're delightfully quick to grasp on my meaning. Alright, I'll see what I can see. So we're looking for a trace of evidence that shows someone else was there last night when Cosma died. Okay, let's take a look. Chunky arms. I do find it interesting that she is missing one earring. What if... Let's ask about that. Let's just ask about that. She has such petite ears among that beautiful hair, like little pink shells. Oh, what's that? There's something attached to her ear. Ah, I expect that's what's called an earring. It's a little piece of jewelry. An earring, is it? It really is tiny. Perhaps part of it is missing. Maybe it broke off. So now all that's left is the clasp part that attaches to the ear. If that's the case, she doesn't appear to have noticed that it's broken. Okay. I feel like that's what we want to go with. Let me just double check. The hat doesn't seem at all odd to me. Not seeing anything else right up here. Oh wait!
Yes!
I didn't see that. Seaman Stroganoff. You seem to have quite a large purple stain on the back of your white uniform there. Ah, yes, I don't know where the dirt comes from. So nothing in particular comes to mind about the stain. What are you trying to say? It would appear that the significance of this stain has escaped your attention, Seaman. Allow us to make it plain. It's a very large purple stain on the back of Seaman Stroganoff's uniform, and I think what made it is clear. Indeed it is. So, Mr. Naruhodo, present the evidence that proves it. My pleasure. Alright then, the evidence that proves what that stain on the back of Seaman Stroganoff's uniform really is. Let's see. I guess that would be in the photograph, right? Yeah, it would be this, right?
Yes!
Yes, it's this photograph, and the ink it shows. That's what caused the stain on your uniform. Ink. A rather unusual color of ink. Purple. Ugh! Oh, the penny drops. At last. Now you see the significance. The Russian word on the floor next to the victim's body was written in purple ink. And the stain on the back of your uniform is ink of exactly the same color. If the ink had been dry, it couldn't possibly have stained your uniform that way. Which means you must have been present in the cabin in the moments immediately after the ink was spilt. Alright, yes. It was me. I did it. Everything. I arranged everything in dead student's cabin to make it look like Wardrobe Man did it. Then I pressed button to make Berea do emergency stop and bolt cabin door shut. I did everything so no one would suspect our Angel. Beef, please. Don't worry, Angel. Let me do talking. It was after 1 in the morning. I was on duty patrolling passageway. Then our Angel came to me. She was white like sheet. Beef, please, you must help me. I went with her. The door to cabin number 1 was open. When I looked inside, I saw student boy on floor. What happened here? Please, don't tell anyone. My little one, my little furry friend. Everything that happened in cabin is like Angel told you. Kitten escaped the ventilator into Mr. Asaki's cabin. Then he tripped over it and broke his neck when he fell on the floor. Yes, that is right. So after the incident when the cat ran away, Miss Pavlova then visited the cabin next to hers, only to find its occupant lying lifeless on the floor. She said she was worried when she heard sound of something falling on floor. That's when she went to look. No, Angel? The door was not locked, so she opened to look, and you already know what happened after. There's just one thing, if you wouldn't mind. What? When you went to Mr. Asaki's cabin, Miss Pavlova, was he already dead? Why? I already told you. When Nina opened door of student's cabin and looked inside, I was asking Miss Pavlova. Well, Miss Pavlova. Duh. Oh. Yes, that is right. I saw him. It was dark and he was wearing black, but he was on the floor, not moving. I was scared. I understand, and I believe you. So is that finally it now? Have we discovered the real truth about Cosmo's death at last? Oh, something very nearly slipped my mind. Oh, Mr. Sholmes. This photograph. Yes, I took this myself, you know. The cause of death was a broken neck. Therefore, the victim died instantly. And the unfortunate incident that precipitated these events, a kitten on which the victim stumbled. However, if those are the facts, there is one particular area in this photograph that seems to me somewhat unnatural. What do you mean, unnatural? Yeah, there's something else going on here. What are your thoughts on the matter, Mr. Naruhodo? Oh, well... His Cosmo tripped and fell, and by some terrible stroke of bad luck broke his neck. Which part of this photograph seems unnatural? Let's see. Is it... I want to say his hand being moved like this. Let's try it. It must be here. Okay, that was the wrong spot. I mean, like, we've already established that he didn't write the letter, or the message. So let's see. Equally helpful. I know, I'm trying to use my eyes, Shams! So maybe that wasn't quite right. I guess we're not talking about... No, I'm dumb! No, I need to identify another point. Imagine, if you will, losing your footing yourself. Do you land as the victim has? What of your hands? I guess the curled up. Oh, that makes the balled up hand. You would have your hands open to try and catch yourself. I see. I get it, yeah. The fact that his hand is all balled up is really strange. Because if you fell, like, by instinct, you would you would open up your hands and try and catch yourself on the ground before you hit the floor. You know, like, they wouldn't be clenched normally. Unless you were, like, really holding on to something? I don't know. But you look like the sort of fellow who stumbles with some regularity. This should be an easy task. Why do I? Shams is so bullying. Okay. Okay, then it would be his closed... I'm gonna guess it's the closed fist.
Yes!
Alright, if he really fell due to an unfortunate accident, then his fist just doesn't seem quite right. The exact same thought occurred to me. In a fall, one's instinct is to open the palms flat. Yet here we see the victim with his left hand tightly balled into a fist. Almost, you might say. As though he were gripping something. What do you mean? Simply that I took the liberty of investigating the victim's fist a short while ago. You did! And what, pray, do you imagine I found there? My dear fellow. I bet it's her earring. Mr. Shams, show us, please. Why, of course, my dear madam. Would I keep you in suspense? The earring! Her missing earring! This is what I found. Yeah, that seems like some kind of struggle happened. Oh, a crescent moon with a little gemstone in the middle. Yes, you're right. A crescent moon. It's very pretty, but what does it tell us? It tells us nothing. I'm not so sure. That crescent moon looks familiar somehow. I'm sure I've seen it somewhere before. Observation, Mr. Naruhodo. That is key. What? The truth is now tantalizingly close. How did that crescent moon come to be in Cosmo's clenched fist? This is the final clue, the last piece of the puzzle. Ask yourself, what does this little crescent moon mean? What significance has it? Sean's just like someone who watched a Columbo episode knowing who the murderer is but stumbling his way through to the answer. That's a really good way of putting it. That's totally what this is like. And observe, find the answer with your own eyes. I know where. Alright. You're right here, man. You're missing earring. Miss Pavlova, I noticed that on your ear. Even though you have the metal earring, the decorative part of it seems to be missing. The little link holding it on must have broken, I suppose. What? But looking at your other ear, I noticed a crescent moon. Oh! I don't believe it! Man, I wonder if they didn't even know that she really did do it. I think he really thought that it was just an accident. Now, the missing crescent moon was found in the victim's clenched fist. Clearly, there's only one logical conclusion. Wouldn't you agree, Mr. Naruhodo? Yes. Miss Pavlova, Mr. Oski must have grasped that crescent moon and pulled it from your ear, perhaps just moments before he fell to the floor. In other words, Last night in Mr. Osagi's cabin, you witnessed the moment when the victim fell with your own eyes. In fact, you were quite literally at arm's length from him. But then the question is, why did Mr. Osagi do that? Why did he pull your earring from your ear and hold it in his clenched fist during his final moments? Oh, no! Angel. No one can protect you now. Please, Miss Pavlova, tell us the truth. Last night, what did you do to Kazuma? Oh man. When I think about everything that happened yesterday, it was too much. Sheesh! Running away. Oh, this is her. Running away. The fishing boat in the middle of the night. Trying to climb onto this huge ship. And then, when I was at last in this cabin, and I could relax after this horrible, long day. Daka! Wait! I couldn't believe it when she disappeared through the ventilator. I tried to call to her with a little whistle. I tried waving her favorite toy, but nothing worked. Daka would not come back. Cat bended sus. What are you doing here at this time of night, Inspector? Oh no, he opened the door because he thought it was Hosonaga. Oh, I'm sorry. I thought it was a friend of mine. Oh man. Ooh. The young man from your country. He was very polite and kind. Right, Freya! And he's so cute! He helped me to find Daka, and he promised not to tell anyone. But then, when I had my friend in my arms again, and I was going to leave the man's cabin... Just a moment. Sorry, but... Oh, yes? I'm sure I know your face. I've seen you somewhere before. Yeah, you can't just take a hottie away like that! Do you see why I've been suffering, Freya? Do you see why I've been on COPIUM? This has been the worst thing that's ever happened to me. Oh, of course! You're Nikolina Pavlova, aren't you? The Russian ballerina. Huh? No, I don't know that name. Oh no, the COPIUM redeem! Alright, give me a second. I need to put on my COPIUM. 1 second. Okay, let's get this on. Let's attach it to my face. Okay. No, it needs to be bigger than that. I need more COPIUM than that. Okay, we're on COPIUM. Everybody, let me... I don't want to forget to get rid of the menu. Oh, come on. It sticks to my face a little bit funny. Well, it does. Come on. Oh. Let's try and angle this. There we go, that's better. Okay, we're on COPIUM. Oh my god. Yeah, we'll see how well this redeem works in general with how much I move my face. Anyways, though, let's get back to it. I'm coping. I am coping, everybody. My heart nearly stopped when he said that. He knew who I was. How could this man from a land in the faraway east know a Russian ballerina? Yes, I saw your performance in Japan. The beauty of the ballet made a deep impression on me. But What are you doing on this ship? I'm sure I read that your ballet company was performing in Shanghai at the moment. I can't fool him. I have to tell him the truth and hope he doesn't tell anyone. I have no other choice. And he was a ballet appreciator. What? I know, right? He was the perfect man. No. I see. So you've run away. Alright, Freya, I'm giving you some copium. Don't worry. I'm transferring you some of my store. Please, please keep my secret. Don't tell anyone. Give me a moment. I could use another opinion here. I'm already on the copium! You don't need to redeem. Oh, I guess that was for Freya, wasn't it? Thank you. Alright, Freya. You'll have some copium too, don't worry. He's going to pull that cord. He's going to tell the captain. Why did I think I could trust him? Then it happened. Everything at once. It was only a second, but it felt like forever. Wait, I shouted, and then Ducka jumped out of my arms and down the young man's feet. Oh no, he was going to talk to Rinosuke in the wardrobe. Oh no, he wasn't gonna call the captain girl. He was trying to get his friend's opinion. And I'm sad. As he turned around to look at me, I pushed him. I don't even know why. I don't know why I did it. I was just so scared. And I had to stop him from telling anyone about me. Oh my gosh. And that's when you went to fetch help from Seaman Stroganov, who was on duty out in the passageway. I heard Nina cry out and thud on floor, so I ran to her. She was standing at cabin door, shaking like a leaf. She looked at me and said, "Help me, Beef. If they find out, I will be... Please, I have nowhere to go." So you decided to help. I can't believe Cosimo was taken from us despite being such a good guy. This sucks. And that's when you arranged things in Cosmo's cabin to make it look like I did it, so that no one would suspect the passenger in the cabin next door? Yes. I went into cabin and looked around to make sure there was nothing to show Nina was there. And then I found Stowaway. Man, yeah, I don't know. It sucks either way. This sucks, man. This sucks. In wardrobe, still sleeping. Right. That's when he found me. So you worked out a plan to lay the blame on the Stowaway. Feels bad, man. I closed wardrobe and put back strange paper sun. Luckily for me, that's the only reason Sada-san started to believe me when I said I was innocent. I dragged the young man's body to a good place and used ink that was spelling to write on floor. I wrote... I forget how that said. Wardrobe, so that the person who found him would look inside wardrobe and find Stowaway. And tell me, what of the glass bell? It was by my feet, so I picked it up. I see. But it was dark in cabin. I didn't notice the other half. Then Angel went back to her cabin, and I finished job. By pressing the emergency alarm button in the passageway. Yes. Accordingly, the SS Bridia did indeed come to an emergency halt at a little after 2 a.m., thus enticing the bolt on the cabin door to slide shut, creating the locked room mystery. Man, there's still one thing I don't understand, Miss Pavlova. What? Well, you said that you told Cosmo about the fact that you'd run away from your homeland. And it's because you were worried he was going to tell the captain that you pushed him. Isn't that right? Yes. But even if he had pulled the bell cord and called for the captain of the ship, aren't you friends with every member of the crew? Why would that have been a problem? It was what he said first that made me scared. What he said first. What are you doing here at this time of night, Inspector? Oh. She thought he was with, like, the police or something. Oh, I'm sorry. I thought it was a friend of mine. He said an inspector was his friend. Ah, yes, meaning me. Who was supposed to be acting as his bodyguard. Oh man, this sucks. I thought that if police knew about me, they would arrest me. Thank you, guard-up. Thank you. I know I got that explained to me last stream too, but I forgot it already. So before he could pull bell cord, May I stop you a moment, please, Miss Pavlova? It just doesn't seem to make sense. I mean, was Mr. Asaki really going to pull the bell cord? I don't know. What? What do you think, Mr. Naruhodo? Well, I'm not Kazuma, so I can't know for certain, but he was a man of his word. If he told you he wouldn't give your secret away, then he wouldn't have done. No, he was walking over to it. He was going to pull the cord. He was going to make them send me back. Well, Mr. Naruhodo, the day's work is not yet done, it seems. There's one more deduction to make. What? Another deduction? We're still going? Oh shit. Yes. What action was the victim really about to take at that moment? I think it was, yeah, he was gonna open the wardrobe. Cosmo! Can we determine whether the young man's gaze was directed? Don't make me sad like this, oh my gosh. First, consider the victim's location within his cabin. That's easy. I remember every detail of that room. I mean, yes, I spent quite a lot of time in the wardrobe, but still, that cabin has been my home for this entire voyage. So this is how the cabin looked last night when Miss Pavlova visited Cosmo-san. Yes, it's exactly how it was. Are you ready then, Mr. Naruhodo? Yes, if there's one thing I've learned today, it's that a simple gaze can reveal all manner of truths. And not only that, in order to draw the right conclusion, you can't afford to be out even by a little bit when you're following the gaze to where it lands. So, when he turned away from Miss Pavlova, what exactly was Cosmo looking at? He was looking at the wardrobe with you in it, buddy! The wardrobe. My wardrobe. I was in there at the time, of course, sleeping soundly. Too soundly. If only I hadn't eaten that chicken that was laced with the sleeping drug. If only he'd woken me up. Then maybe this tragedy would never have happened.
Take that!
Considering everything that had happened last night, certainly it may have looked as though Cosmo was going to ring the bell cord. Yes, however, what is directly beside the bell cord? The wardrobe. Yeah, I'm trying not to cry here, you guys. The wardrobe. And more importantly, what was inside the wardrobe? The man's great friend, sleeping soundly. Oh. Miss Pavlova, please think back very carefully. What were Mr. Asaki's exact words last night? Give me a moment. I could use another opinion here. Another opinion? Yes, but not from a member of the crew. No, Mr. Asaki intended to consult his close friend on the matter. to see if, between them, they might be able to help in some way, no doubt. Oh no. Sadly, we can't know the truth for certain now. It's too late for that. But I wish you had made sure of what Mr. Oski was looking at. Things may have ended very differently if you had. Miss Pavlova, I want to thank you for finally admitting the truth. But unfortunately, the truth is, a man lost his life because of what you did, and that will never change. I hope you never forget that. I'm sorry. Really, I'm so sorry. What have I done? And so at long last, the mystery surrounding the tragic accident on the SS Berlia was finally laid to rest. Yo, I'm wiping some tears here. Cosmo. What will happen to Miss Pavlova now, then? Once we reach Great Britain, she'll be handed over to the British police at Scotland Yard. What about the fact that she ran away from Russia? Won't the Russians try to repatriate her? Birds. Apparently, the English detective can speak to the immigration officer and sort all that out. Mr. Shums can do that. So she won't be going back to Russia, then? No, I don't think so. Even if she wanted to return in the future, I doubt she would be able to. She ran away, so now she's in exile for life. I see. I'm sorry. Seaman Stroganov? I wanted to help an angel, no matter what. But I didn't think about you, about how you lost a good friend. I will go with Nina. I will give myself to British police. That's kind of you. Yeah, so this takes place on, I want to say in like, was it the 1920s? Was that Shakespeare's era? Or not Shakespeare's! Was that Sherlock's era? I can't quite remember. But it takes place around when the Sherlock Holmes novels were being published and take place. Yeah. In the meantime, thank you for letting me go free again. Cosmo's death feels like such a waste, but... well, do what you can for Miss Pavlova, won't you? Duh. Well, I'm afraid you need to pack now. We're due to arrive in Hong Kong tomorrow, as much as it pains me. I'm going to have to hand you over to the consul and arrange your passage back to Japan. Yes. I did stow away, after all. I couldn't really expect any different. Okay, 1886, so yeah, late 1800s, early-ish 1900s. I can't remember off the top of my head how long Sherlock's novels were published for. So you should get back to your cabin now. Man, what a case. It looks like my study tour to Great Britain is over before it's even begun then. To think that only days ago, Cosmo and I were laughing together about how we'd tear up the streets of London. That seems like a distant memory now. Oh, what's that? Is it someone weeping? Oh no. Susato-san? Naruhodo-san, I didn't know you had returned. Oh, well, I haven't been back long. Inspector Hosonaga just told me I should pack, you know, ready to leave the ship tomorrow and all that. I still can't believe this has happened. can't believe someone's life can be over just like that. Susato-san. He had such grand ideas for this visit to Great Britain. So many dreams. And now they've been cruelly taken away. Just as he has. I thought I could never forgive the person responsible. But now we know the truth. That it was just an accident. Just a silly series of mishaps. It's too much, Naruhodo-san. It's just too much. Yes, I know. I wish there was something I could say. I'm guessing... Inspector. My duty was to see Asagi-san safely to Great Britain. But I failed. And caused his two closest friends great pain and suffering as a result. I've let everyone down. And I will do anything to make up for my terrible blunder. Nobody blames you, Inspector. And I'm free again now, at least. Huh? Surprised, Mr. Naruhodo. What is the meaning of this? Hi, Essie. What the fuck? What the fuck is that donation? Oh my god. I'm so lucky I don't have text-to-speech. What the fuck? We were having this emotional moment, Essie. I was on COPIUM. What the heck? What is... Essie, we're in mourning. We are in mourning of a perfect man. And you come in here with that? Oh my gosh. Oh, thank you for the Thursday redeem, Riri. Oh my gosh. Well, how am I... I don't know, but somehow the way that she timed that with Shom showing up is fucking insane. No, we're not farting on my dead man! I can't stand you people sometimes. All of you. You all think... You all do this to me. What the fuck? Why? Why do you guys do this to me? I'm trying to cry over here. I can't cry anymore. Y'all, the crying mood is gone. But I'm still gonna be on COPIUM. What the heck? It's always so scary when chat teams up like that. I'm entirely at chat's mercy when this sort of stuff happens. Oh my god. Love you, Essie. Love you very much. What is the meaning of this? Oh, a trifling matter. Simply that in my head, I think I shall always picture you wearing those shackles. Without them, the balance seems all wrong. It's distracting. Shams likes a man in shackles. Sorry? So I decided to restore them, for old time's sake, shall we say? You are a stowaway, after all. He thinks this is funny? Mr. Shelms. We do appreciate all your assistance. I'd like to thank you from the bottom of my heart. Not at all, not at all. And though it's a little late, may I offer my sincere condolences. Oh my god. Yeah, the dynamics coming out here it's a lot to deal with, you guys. That's a lot. The loss of your companion is truly heartrending. I hope that you will be able to fulfill some of his aspirations in his honor. I'm afraid that won't be possible. We shall be disembarking at the next port, in Hong Kong. We have to return to Japan and make a full report about everything that's happened. What? Wait a minute! It's just me that has to go back, isn't it? I mean, I was the stowaway. The terms of this study tour were negotiated by the Department of Justice in both Great Britain and Japan. It was to be one lawyer and one assistant. Was to be? In the light of Mr. Osley's unfortunate death, I'm afraid the study tour can no longer go ahead. Oh no, I don't care for me, but... Poor Susato-san. My dear fellows, the majority of problems would have an extremely simple solution, you know. All you require is one lawyer, and the study tour can continue, surely. Huh? But there is no one else with the necessary qualifications, Mr. Sholmes. We know of no other lawyer. Qualifications, you say? Any qualifications obtained in your own country will be of little value in Great Britain, I'm afraid. Oh, but anyway, the voyage to London still promises a good month of time. Ample opportunity, I would say, to find yourselves another suitable lawyer. Yes? Miss Susato. Yeah, Essie? What the fuck are you talking about? Shut the fuck up. Yes? Do you think perhaps I might be able to do it? But you're not a lawyer, Mr. Naruhodo. Oh, unless... Are you studying law? No, I'm not, but... I'm sorry. In that case, I don't think there's even a chance it could work. But as I said, there's still more than a month before we reach England's shores. Become a lawyer in 1 month. Isn't that right, Mr. Naruhodo? Yes, I have a month in which to study, to learn what I must to become a lawyer in Great Britain. Mr. Naruhodo, that's ridiculous. Are you seriously suggesting anybody could learn all of that in just 40 days? There's only one way to find out. Listen, I don't know where the ass-crack sniffing thing comes from, but I have never said anything like that in my life. Okay? This is even worse than the feet thing, what the fuck? I would work my fingers to the bone, Inspector, every single day. Will you let me try? And if, by the time we reach Great Britain, I haven't learned enough to be recognized as a lawyer, I'll take whatever punishment is deemed appropriate. But why put yourself in such a difficult position? For Kazuma, he said there was something he had to do in Great Britain, and that he would sacrifice anything to make it happen. He was passionate about it. I can't let all that passion just come to nothing. And anyway, it's for my own benefit too. No, I didn't say that. You're making that up. I wouldn't say something like that. I will become a lawyer. I have to. What do you say, Miss Susato? I think it's a wonderful idea. Thank you. No, we don't need any clips. What? No, there's no clip. What? No way. No, we don't need anything like that. It doesn't exist. No, that's not real. No, that's a fake clip. That's fake. That's super fake. No, there's no proof. I don't see it. I don't know what that is. I don't know what that is. So, what does our bespectacled inspector friend say? Are you serious? No, it's not real. You guys are having a group hallucination. It's not real. One lawyer and one assistant. The numbers are indisputable. No, it's madness. Yet fascinating, wouldn't you agree? Fascinating. Duty and rules are in the dull routine of existence that we all abhor. Give us interest. Give us fascination. Speak for yourself. Besides, qualifications are no measure of a man. What matters is his character, no? Oh man, Thancred is close! It's almost Thancred's time! And you've witnessed ample evidence of this man's exemplary character today with your own eyes. From the early hours of this morning until this very moment now. Despite contending with the passing of his close companion, and despite the accusation of guilt, Freya donated to Thancred's show. Gonna really do that to your man, huh? Oh my god, he's so close. He's so close, it's almost time for Thancred. Thancred! Freya, I know you're there. How does Thancred make you feel? How does the idea of Thancred make you feel? Just like... No, I'm thinking of like hand Thancred. She's gotta like put it all over her skin. Oh my god, it could be cream for her bald head after we shave her! Oh my god! Alright, so once Freya's shaved, she will be keeping her head nice and moist with Thancred. This man has shown resourcefulness, intelligence, and above all, courage. That scared the shit out of me!
This is Thancred.
I was like, who's calling me on Discord? Very well. I'll think of a clever way to word my report to the Department of Justice. Inspector! After all, I did just make a promise, didn't I? I said that I'd do anything at all to make up for my shortcomings here. Oh, thank you, Inspector. A cheeky graphic for Thancred Soda. There's a type of rabbit named Angela rabbits that get shaved like sheep to make rabbit wool. Yeah, that's the type of rabbit that Freya is. She's the same type of rabbit. If you'll excuse me, I must pay a visit to the captain's quarters, I think. I need to discuss what to do next and how to best make my report. Are you really prepared to attempt this, Mr. Naruhodo? Yes, I'm going to try. I wonder, would you consider teaching me what I need to know? Everything about being a lawyer? I would be delighted to help you. I am a judicial assistant, after all. Thank you. And, Mr. Naruhodo, I'd like you to take charge of this. His sword! What? Me? Are you sure? I'm sure it's what Kazuma-sama would have wanted. Oh my god, his sword. Its name is Karuna. It's a great sword that's been in the Asagi clan for generations. Very well, I accept. I'll treasure it always. Man, what an ending. Oh my god. So then, Miss Susato, it seems we'll be working together for some time to come yet. It will be an honor, Mr. Naruhodo. With this, you can always make a point and have the edge on the investigation. And for the next 40 days, I shan't grant you a single minute of freedom. We shall fill every spare moment with study. Yes, that's exactly what I need. Oh, he's gonna regret this. But before we begin, I have an earnest favor to ask of you too. Goodness, what is it? Please throw me to the ground. 3 times. What? I should never have doubted you. You were Kazuma-sama's closest friend. Of course you would never have done anything to hurt him. That should have been obvious to me from the start. But I allowed suspicion to get the better of me, and no matter how upset I was feeling, it was completely unforgivable behavior. No, you were in shock. You just found out about me stowing away, and the cabin door was locked from the inside. No, I won't let you make excuses for me. Whatever the circumstances, I should never have thrown you, and not just once, but 5 times. That number keeps creeping up, doesn't it? Please, you must. Just take hold of me and throw me. Do it. Don't even think about it. No. I don't even know how. I've never thrown anyone in my life. Very wise, Mr. Naruhodo. It isn't a school one acquires without considerable training. Oh, Mr. Shums! I observed your throwing technique several times with great interest. I confess I was most impressed. When did he see that? I presume that would be a form of Japanese wrestling. Oh, well, in a way, it's not wrestling, but my own interpretation of an ancient jujutsu technique. Apparently it's called the Susato takedown. It leaves your head swimming, believe me. How beguiling. I am a practitioner of the combative arts myself. I am a somewhat accomplished boxer. There he goes, dancing around again. Shadow boxing. I wonder if you'd be so kind as to instruct me on the technique of your arresting throw. Yes, I'd be honored. Then let us not dally. Demonstrate, my dear madam. Oh, of course. Are you ready, Mr. Naruhodo? Sorry? Yeah! As you can see, you throw from the abdomen. Oh yes, arresting indeed. And that is what you term the Susato takedown, is it? Actually, no. That was a Susato squash. Man, these guys. I know, I was kind of hoping she would eat Shums too, but it's just fitting for it to happen to Ryunosuke, you know? In my groggy state of consciousness. A scene from an evening recently spent with Kazuma flickered into my mind. No, don't make me sad. Karuma? That's right. It's a prized sword that has been passed down through generations of the Yasugi clan. I can't believe you managed to get permission to bring it with you. I mean, taking a katana on your study tour is more than a little irregular, surely? A Japanese man's sword is his soul, Ryunosuke. I can't be parted from my katana. Karama guides me. I truly believe that. So its name compels its wielder to slice evil in two. Not that you would need much compelling. On that subject, there's something very important that I have to do in Great Britain, and I'll sacrifice anything to make it happen. I'd appreciate you seeing it through with me. Of course I will. Whatever it is, I'll see it through to the end with you. I knew you wouldn't let me down. That important thing he had to do. I still don't know what that was. Man. But I'm going to see the place for myself and work it out. In Great Britain's capital, London. Oh, man. Oh, we did it! That's the end of Case 2! We made it! Oh my gosh. Alright. We'll save. And that is where we will end stream for tonight, you guys. Thank you so much for sticking with me. Oh my god, that was so good. So much emotion, so much happened. I had a ton of fun. Thank you guys so much for this. Ah, what a great night. Oh my gosh. Well, I guess we should wrap it up. I'll thank you for the Thirsty Redeem. Thank you, Essie, for the bits earlier. Yes, rip Kazuma. And we should do a raid. Alright. I'm trying to decide who I'm going to raid. I do see one of my mutuals on Twitch is also streaming The Great Ace Attorney, but I don't know if he's further in than I am. I need this ad to end so I can see. Ah, perfect, he's actually behind me. Okay guys, so we are going to stream. Oh, what is this? What is this link? Why is this an image of a potato? Essie, what the heck? Essie. You know what? I'm gonna take this. But yeah, we need a raid message. We need a good raid message. Why the heck did Essie give me this image? What the heck, Essie? No, it's this. How about let's do a deduction raid maybe. So I'm gonna send you guys over to a friend of mine. He is not a VTuber, but he's really cool, he's really entertaining, so I promise you will have fun at his stream. And he is playing through this same case that I was just on. So he will be able to, you know, nobody will have to worry about spoilers with him, so that's great. So, let's do it. Thank you guys so much for coming. Oh my gosh, I nearly forgot. Tomorrow night I am starting to stream River City Girls with my friend Yuzuki. So, if you guys would like to watch that, please go check out Yuzuki.io's channel. We will be there tomorrow night and starting a new weekly playthrough where we play River City Girls. So, you guys have a great night. I will see you guys all later. Thank you so much for coming. Thank you for everything. And have a great, great sleep. Have a good night. Bye-bye.
I'm about to defend myself. They can call for the rabbit. I'm just a little writing streamer. Thursdays right now we're playing Ace Attorney. What are you playing? Oh, you're also playing Ace Attorney. Let's go. Wait, where are you? How far ahead are you? You're really farther ahead. I feel like you're oh, that's crazy. I'm finishing this. That's my goal for this stream. But yes, so Raiders, I'm Rachel Raid. I'm just a little guy, do a bunch of different things. I play some COPIUM games.